Hey there, folks. Adam going live. Let's jump right into it. If you're in Windsor, you need to take shelter immediately. The winds look insanely strong right now on Detroit Airport radar. You can see it behind me in 3D, but Windsor needs to take shelter immediately, like right now. It looks super duper strong. You can see right here. I think this is one frame back, but we're talking 100, and I've seen some 110, maybe even more, heading right into the Windsor area. Also, LaSalle, probably Amherstburg as well too. We sent out a polygon to pretty much all of Essex County, and it's already on top of you right now. It's likely causing wind damage. It is significant winds, really strong, showing up from the Detroit Airport radar. So if you look at the regular Detroit radar, it looks strong, but it doesn't look as strong. But you look at the Detroit Airport radar. This is the regular Detroit radar, and yeah, it looks strong. But if we go to here, the winds look insanely strong. So yeah, so if you're in Windsor, please take shelter immediately. We are live streaming in Manitoba as well too. So today's going to be a little bit more complicated than usual, but we're live streaming. We're watching storms right now in Eastern Ontario. Actually, there is a pretty strong storm right now in Eastern Ontario. We might want to send a notification to. In fact, I think I'm going to do that right now. So I already sent the notification to those in the Windsor area. You can see the purple polygon here on Instant Weather Pro. Brennan's just reorganizing the screens here so we can get it all lined up. And I'm going to send a polygon to those in Eastern Ontario. We have to keep an eye on Eastern Ontario as well too, because it actually looked a lot stronger than it did previously. Thank you, Brennan, for getting that all lined up. And I'm just going to jump over to our custom update here and send a notification to those who are in Eastern Ontario, because there is a pretty strong storm over there we want to keep an eye on. So let's just go take a look at that. But if you're in Windsor, if you're in LaSalle, if you're in Amherstburg, Tecumseh, and those areas basically south of Lake St. Clair, you need to take shelter immediately, because those winds look super, super duper strong and likely causing some substantial wind damage. I would assume, just based on radar, it looks really strong. I'm seeing some minor rotation over here near... What is this town called? Bourget? Let's see here. South of Wendover, east of Clarence, Rockland. This is looking actually quite strong right here. So, yeah, I'm going to send a notification to it. Let me just make sure exactly the direction it's going. Looks like it's going pretty much due east towards Curran and Alfred. And let's just send a notification on that one right now, all the way out here towards Quebec. I'll do it basically to there and probably to here. Send it to Quebec as well too. And that storm is looking pretty darn strong in Eastern Ontario. Again, Eastern Ontario has stepped it up a notch from what we saw earlier. I'm going to highlight Quebec and Ontario. I'm going to go with minor rotation and wind. Minor rotation and wind. Detected minor rotation and potential for damaging wind gusts on this storm. Where exactly is it? It would be east of Clarence, Rockland, tracking east towards Curran and Alfred. Was it? Alfred, yes. Yep, and eventually towards the Quebec border. So we're tracking storms in Ontario and in Manitoba today, so we appreciate your patience with that. It's going to be one of those days where every comment is, can you please check this province? Can you please check that province? And we'll just go back and forth. We'll ping pong all day long, and that's how things are going to go. There's a tornado watch in Manitoba right now, so obviously we want to keep an eye on that. Let me just go to click a few things and hit send. There we go. So we got minor rotation and strong winds in Eastern Ontario right now, and these areas right here. So heading towards Vankleek Hill, which they've already had a recent, was it a tornado or a damaging wind? I think it might have been a tornado, actually. Yeah. Yeah, Dominic and our team just said rotation east of Ottawa. Yeah, I just notified it, so I'm going to go let Dominic know. Give me 1 second here.
And Environment Canada just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for that area.
Okay, cool. All right. So severe thunderstorm warning. Thank you, Alana. A huge thank you to meteorologist Atlanta Franks, because she is actually posting manually today all of the stuff to Twitter, which is a pain in the, it's really difficult to do all that and be on top of it. So thank you, Atlanta, for doing that. We sincerely appreciate it. Alana, what's your Twitter handle again? It's at Atlanta Franks, I believe. Go give her a follow, pretty please. I think it's
at Atlanta Franks.
Perfect. On Twitter. If you're on X or Twitter or whatever it is. Definitely go give Alana a follow, pretty please. But yeah, these storms are looking. They came in early, and they're looking pretty darn strong. So we'll jump into the forecast maps and just take a look at what's happening for Manitoba and for Ontario as well. But right now, wow, it looks super duper strong heading through Windsor. I'm sure we're already getting some comments of it. McGregor, Harrow, Essex, all of Essex County needs to be prepared with this line. It looks super strong. Even, oh wow, seen some rotation over Lake Erie as well too. And so Pelee Island, Scudder, Pelee Island areas also need to be taking shelter. But Leamington, really strong signature coming up from Lake Erie right now. Really strong. So yeah, if you're in Essex County, please be taking shelter with these storms. They look super duper strong. Let's jump back to radar here and jump into the comments and say hi to everybody. Hello everybody for joining. Did I say halo? Halo everybody for joining us. Jubes is in Manitoba. Thanks for joining us in Manitoba. Thanks for joining us in Ontario. Let's see here. These storms, we were expecting these to show up at like 6 or 8 p.m., and it's 3:45 in Ontario right now, which means it's 2:45 in Manitoba, and these storms are already showing up. So earlier is not great because it has more daytime heating to work with. Yeah, so there's that. So, yeah, tornado risk has also been mentioned in the severe thunderstorm warning for Essex County. As you can see, Brendan's got it highlighted there. Extremely strong winds. Oh, my goodness. The rotation signature right now over Lake Erie looks insane. So, is that right over? That's right on the water. Yeah, extremely strong signature over water here. Let me see if I can pull up the latest update on TDTW. This signature right down here is, I think there's actually a frame after this, and it gets even stronger. So let's go see if we can see it from Cleveland radar as well. If you're using Instant Weather Pro, let us know in the comments. There's actually rotation right now from Cleveland in a couple of spots. Sometimes Cleveland picks up on the rotation that Detroit doesn't for some reason. But yeah, right north of Harrow right now, this is a little bit of rotation. And McGregor here as well. So yeah, 2 areas of rotation just kind of showed up. This TDTW picking up on them. If this ever happens where it says loading data, oh, never mind. I was going to say refresh, but that worked. Look at the winds right here. This is the winds going through Windsor right now. 111 kilometers an hour. These are 115. This is very strong wind gusts right now, heading right through, what is it, Remington Park, EC Row in Windsor. And all of this entire line, and then really strong winds down here, going through Amherstburg, and this is the signature I'm talking about. There's the update. Look at this signature; it's ridiculous signature right now over Lake Erie. This right here is very organized rotation. That is strong heading. This is going to head up probably towards Leamington, I would assume, but we are seeing already from Cleveland, seeing some rotation. In parts of Essex and County as well, and kind of near Barrettville, north of Oxley. I'm going to turn off lightning again. Right now our lightning layer is sharing the layer with the city names, so we need to adjust that. So I'm going to turn off lightning. As much as it's nice to see lightning, we can pretty much assume most of these thunderstorms are going to be thunderstorms. So let's turn that off and we'll get a lot more city names there. There we go. Harrow, Marshfield, Essex, Barrettville, Pleasant Valley. If you are going to subscribe to Instant Weather Pro, we mentioned this earlier, but please do it sooner than later, because Teresa has to send out the instructions by hand, and she will become very overwhelmed at some point in time with this event because it is going to be intense. So let me just take a look and see if I've got the link here. Yeah, so instantweatherpro.com if you'd like to subscribe. Huge thank you to those who have, to the beta test. And if you want to follow this along with me during this live stream, then you can do so on Instant Weather Pro. And if you'd like to download our free app, we also have that at instantweatherapp.com, and that's how you can get notifications for, rotation, etc. So yeah, if you want to receive those, download Instant Weather, our free app, at instantweatherapp.com. And if you want to subscribe to our premium Instant Weather Pro beta test, then you can do that at instantweatherpro.com. Let's see here. Starting to thunder in Amherstburg, says Michelle. Thank you very much. Rotating wall cloud, Dominic says, just north of Castleman. Thank you very much, Dominic. Dominic on our team has spotted rotating wall cloud just north of Castleman. And It looks like Connor Mockett just posted about it as well too. It's just north of Castleman in Eastern Ontario. So let's go take just a quick peek. I just want to see what's going on over here in Manitoba. The risk will actually extend down towards Winnipeg later, but here's the tornado watches all up here throughout the lakes. And currently, there's only storms way north of Dauphin at the moment. So right now, Manitoba is not really the focus because we have so much action happening in Ontario. But we wanted to go live in Manitoba so everybody knows that we are live and notify all of them up there as well. But these storms are going to eventually track, I believe, to the southeast. Let me just hit play on this. And I think the storm motion today, yeah, they're kind of trying to track east, but they should build to the southeast. So again, tornado watch in red here. You can see all the way through the lakes, and things will extend probably to the south today. So Winnipeg might have some potential today. We'll have to see. Oh, I just realized my live stream polygons are are on the map, so I'm gonna take those off here. But give me 1 second, and I will get rid of those. But yeah, so where did he say? North of Castleman. Okay, so north of Castleman is this storm here, but we are seeing that rotation up near Curran. So a little bit of rotation near Curran. Minor at this point still. As you can see, if I click on it, you can see my polygon I just created on the live stream is actually showing up on Instant Weather Pro. So we have our custom polygons in Instant Weather Pro, as well as Environment Canada's watches and warnings. So there's that. Yes, so we are watching that closely. Facebook user says severe thunderstorm warning issued for Sarnia just now. Thank you very much. Appreciate that update. Let's see here. Just going through the comments. People talking about their teeth. Anyways, Dallin says it's really bad here in Windsor, Essex. I'm sure it is. It looks extremely strong winds. Definitely damaging wind gusts for sure. Mentions tornado risk, says Justine. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm sure they do. There's certainly tornado risk today, damaging wind risk as well. A little bit of rotation east of Petawawa into Quebec here, by the way, just randomly noticed. So if you're in those areas close to the Ontario border in Quebec and you happen to just following our live stream for some reason. We have so many community members now, we actually had to draw polygons like this. I had to draw them so that I had to notify 6 different slices so that our system doesn't crash. We notified so many people. That's why you see these crazy triangle polygons. But I am going to go and do a redo of the live stream polygon here. Give me 1 second. I can do that pretty quickly. If I just do everyone in Southern Ontario in one polygon, that will make life easier. So let me just take care of that really quickly, and then I will get back to looking at Southwestern Ontario. In fact, let me just move the radar to Southwestern Ontario right now so you can see. Again, we are seeing those rotation areas in the deep southwest. See, this is, if it's ever doing this loading data thing, I don't know why it does that sometimes. Oh, it worked. Every time I try to change it. But yeah, we're seeing some broad rotation on Detroit radar in Essex County. If we click on the airport radar, let's see what happens with that. The winds are just insane. Look at these winds. It's crazy. Tecumseh needs to take shelter immediately. 118 I saw in there. 118.8. You need to take shelter immediately with those winds all the way down here through Essex County. Again, that crazy signature over the water. And some rotation here heading towards Pelee Island as well. So if you're in Pelee Island, if you are in Essex County, all of those areas need to take shelter immediately. That storm is super duper strong. Really, really, really strong. So we're just going to take a look at Cleveland here. Give us a second. And see if we can still see that. Yeah, so still some broad rotation up near Essex as well too. Broad means it's a little bit softer. It's not necessarily a super focus. Excuse me, but there is potential for tornado development with that. But the tornado signature over the water right now is crazy. In fact, there actually is a more recent update of this on our on the Detroit radar here. And let me just see. That's tilt. Okay, that's tilt 1. McGregor needs to take shelter immediately. Yeah, McGregor for sure looks really, really strong. Rotation moving into the Comet area, Harrow. And really strong signature over the water. Pelee Island needs to be taking shelter as well. All of those areas need to be taking shelter immediately. It looks insane on radar. And if it looks insane on radar, it's probably insane in actual reality here. So let's see here. Let me just get this polygon going. Let's see here. Okay, just want to get rid of that. We're not on LinkedIn today because we had to go live in Manitoba as well too, and that took up the space from the LinkedIn, but that's okay. And then let me just do a few things just to get this these polygons off the map, which I love the fact that we have the polygons on the map. It's amazing. But yeah, we do have to pull those off. So here, Southern Ontario. Okay, I see that. And let me just grab the YouTube link. Perfect. Okay, give me just one moment. I'll do this in the background, and then we'll be good to go. Let's see here. Okay. Last but not least, make sure I have the right date, or that would look silly if it said, what date does it have on there? June 2nd. That would look silly if it said June 2nd. Okay. This looks good. And I don't need to do anything but add it to the app bar. Okay. I'm going to do that. Remove the old notifications, and we will be golden. So we actually have logic in place that if we have the word forecast in the polygon, we don't show it on Instant Weather Pro. And that's why now the notification says severe weather live stream and forecast. It was just stuck and forecast at the end of it because I know it's going to take it off of the. I hope I didn't remove the Manitoba one. Oh no, Manitoba one's still up. Okay. That looks good. And last but not least is this one. Perfect. Okay. That should be good for now. Later I'll do the same thing for Manitoba, but right now we don't need to focus on that. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Manitoba, I think, was just one polygon, but I just need to adjust it. Peacewind says there's a picture. Whoa, I can't even get to these comments. There's a picture on Twitter showing rotation in the clouds from the ground at Bell River 7 minutes ago. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is strong. Very, very strong. Jenny says, is Wallaceburg in the path? I would think so. I would think that it's eventually heading that way. Hi to all those on TikTok joining us, on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, and of course on Facebook. Hello, everyone. Just looking at these storms. Yeah, the cell over Windsor is 12% tornado risk, 18% tornado risk further to the south, and the one heading over to Point Pelee is about 3 at the moment. Those probabilities will eventually be on Instant Weather Pro. Right now, they're not there yet, but we plan to add those, and you'll be able to see those probability percentages in real time. Hello, Joanne. How are you? Yeah, this storm is super duper strong heading through Essex County right now. Very, very strong winds, embedded rotation near Essex, rotation near Barrettville at the moment, near Harrow. The wind signatures are just mind-bogglingly strong. So if you're in Harrow, please take shelter. If you're anywhere in Essex County, please take shelter. And also, if you are Point Pelee, needs to be taking shelter immediately as well too. I didn't actually send a Point Pelee polygon, so I'm going to do that right now. I didn't send them one earlier because I wasn't sure if the strongest part of it was going to head down there, but it certainly has. It certainly has. So I'm going to go ahead and let's flip back here to our custom update panel. I'm going to grab the polygon from Eastern Ontario. I'm going to fly it all the way down south. And I'm going to just highlight basically Pelee Island and say that they need to take shelter immediately. I've already got all of that highlighted, so I don't need to do that. But Pelee Island for sure. All right. So let me update that and say I'm going to go back to the purple level. Take shelter Pelee. How do you spell it? Pelee? Yeah, Pelee Island. Pelee Island. Scudder is part of that, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. Significant. That's not how you spell significant. Significant damaging wind gusts and rotation with a possible tornado risk heading east into Pelee Island. I always go to say Point Pelee. Take shelter immediately. Hail, flooding, lightning, all possible as well. take shelter now. And this is at 3:50. I'll say 59 because it's about to change. There we go. And let me send that out right now. Send and send. 41 people on Pelee Island got a notification from me. So, yeah, that's something. Better than nothing. Okay, there we go. Pelee Island, take shelter immediately, please. Let's jump back to some other pro. Let's see what the winds are. I mean, these winds are just dangerous. Essex County, Harrow. There's the Colchester. There's actually rotation in the Colchester area as well with that storm. Embedded rotation in here. Dangerous wind gusts heading through those areas. Essex County looks ridiculously strong. Wouldn't be surprised if we're getting reports right now in the comments that I haven't even seen that say that there is wind damage from that. Linda said, branches falling, holy bleep. Thank you, Linda Weidman. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. It looks super duper strong. Jeff says, your descriptions are way better than textbooks. Is this a grumpy, irate, or a ludicrously angry storm? It's pretty irate, if not ludicrously angry. It's pretty strong. Kimberly says, what's embedded rotation? So it's not the classic rotation where it's like a single storm and you see rotation at the bottom of the storm or at the top for a bookend vortex. The embedded means there's a big line and there's like little spots of rotation, and any of those could spin up a tornado. So by embedded, we just mean kind of tucked in, hidden within this line. So it's hard to pinpoint, and it could, any of them could produce a little QLCS tornado. Tons of wind damage in Harrow. Blew steel doors open, says Cody. I'm sure it did. There you go. Significant wind damage reported in Harrow. That's pretty significant. Blowing steel doors open is not easy. Harley says, is there a way we can get a monthly subscription in some other pro? We will do that eventually when we launch it on through the app. And then we will launch a monthly option for it. That's probably going to take a month or two right now, just logistically, because Teresa has to send out the instructions by hand. It's way easier to take, monitor and maintain yearly subscriptions. So as opposed to checking into them every single month. So yes. So yeah, if you want to subscribe to Instant Weather Pro, it is for the year, but it's like $8.25 a month, $99 for the year. Anyways. Thank you so much for subscribing. We sincerely appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who's joining us on the live stream. Steve says, is there anyone chasing these storms near Windsor? I know a lot of storm chasers that have said they're not chasing this one today because of exactly what's happening. They're just going to get run over by freight train moving storms that are extremely, extremely strong. There's nowhere to go. What are you going to do? Like, if it's a single storm and you can kind of sneak up behind it and like watch it and track it, that's a different situation. But when you're just like standing in front of a giant wall coming right at you, and then it's on top of you, and then there's trees falling everywhere, like nobody wants to do that. So there's a lot of spotters that are not on this one right now.
Adam, just want to let you know that the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for the. You see a little storm down near Sandusky?
Sandusky. Oh, in Ohio, in there?
Ohio. Yeah. So for
I see that.
They've
I see the polygon now. Yeah, and that's the same storm that's heading towards Pelee Island right now. So yeah, that's not great. Thank you, Alana. I appreciate that. Some member on YouTube said, please stop the doorbell on TikTok. So that's when people send us when they send us GIFs, there's a doorbell sound. I don't think we have any control over that. So if you don't like that, then you might want to just follow us on YouTube. Mind you, the person who said that is messaged us on YouTube to tell us that. So if you're already on YouTube, I think you'll be fine. I think you're good. Let's see here. Someone just said tornado warning for Windsor.
Yeah, literally just issued tornado warning.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, tornado warning for Windsor. All right, so there's that. So tornado warning for Windsor at the moment. Again, significant. We're seeing lots of tree damage in Windsor at the moment. Yeah. Connor Mockett's still talking about a very low wall cloud between Castleman and St. Isidore in Eastern Ontario as well too. Yeah. Joe, I put you in a timeout for that comment. Let's just focus on the weather. Let's see here. Yeah, so tornado warning with this storm right now. Yeah. everybody be safe. This is a significant storm. Significant damage. Most likely, the radar just looks insane with it. Insane right now. Absolutely nuts. So yeah, please be taking shelter in the path of the storm if you're in Essex County. Again, we're seeing pockets of rotation. Still really strong winds on the backside of this. I think Windsor's probably out of the worst of it. I would think the strongest part of it is to the east now, and but the winds are just ridiculous on radar. So yeah, please be taking shelter with these storms. They are heading east towards Wallaceburg, Mitchell's Bay, Tilbury, Chatham-Kent. This is a really strong bowing line of storms. Very strong bow. When I say bow, I mean you can see this bend to the storm. It is strong. A strong bowing storm with embedded rotation. And you can see this rotation down here heading towards Pelee Island. This is what I believe Atlanta's talking about was put Sandusky. Yeah, this actual cell was put under a tornado warning. And Pelee Island is kind of in the path of this storm unless it just goes due east. But if it continues to the northeast at all, then strong rotation heading there. Very strong signature here, heading over Lake St. Clair, and this will head towards Wallaceburg. Heat warning showing up here. So this is heading towards Wallaceburg and Algonac. I know Wallaceburg is stressed out because they already went through that crazy damaging windstorm earlier. I mean, this is southwestern Ontario. All the people that were complaining southwestern Ontario wasn't getting any storms this year, they're not complaining anymore because this has been absolutely bananas. Let's go check on Essex, or Casset, CSET. Just looking like really strong winds across this whole region. But we are seeing rotation now. I'm going to go send a notification here. Oh, that did just update. Just very strong winds at this point in time. The little rotation indent we saw, the little inflow couplet, it may have weakened a little bit, but east of Essex, really strong wind gusts. South Woodsley area, heading towards Staples. Comber, eventually towards Tilbury and Coatsworth. Leamington is in the path of really strong winds. Strong rotation heading towards Pelee Island. Yeah, this is whoa. This is a very strong rotation couplet right here. Very strong rotation couplet. This is heading towards parts of, I believe this would be considered Ohio. This wouldn't be Michigan at that point. Put-in Bay, Middle Bass, Isle St. George, Catawba Island. Those are all, I believe, extreme northern Ohio. But heading here potentially towards the Pelee Island area. Yeah, so Pelee Island should certainly be taking shelter with that one, but that couplet looks insane. These are look at the 141 kilometers an hour versus 59. Add those together and you get how strong the rotation is. That is strong. Yes, so let me just scroll down here. See, Elena, did the tornado warning go out to Twitter?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The first one, and then there's been 2 updates. I'm doing the updates.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't see any of them for some reason, but that's, I don't know. TweetDeck has been weird lately. It's odd. Okay, anyway, so let me just refresh that. Anyways, okay. Dan says basement material for Alan and Janet in Shrewsbury right now. Yeah, basement material for all of Essex County for sure, and even east of that. Chatham-Kent needs to be getting ready right now. Tilbury, Wheatley, Leamington better be doing it if they haven't already. Kingsville, they're all in it right now. Very strong winds. Let's go take a peek at Eastern Ontario. If you are in Manitoba watching this right now, definitely. Kyle says that's gate-to-gate shear over 190 kilometers an hour. Yeah, that's really strong. If you are in Manitoba right now, nothing's too intense at the moment. We are keeping an eye on it. We are live in Manitoba. We're just waiting for things to kick up. I think the models were saying something like around 6 o'clock ish. Things should be getting going in parts of Manitoba. So we will be live streaming in Manitoba, and of course here in Southern Ontario as well too. Just looking at Eastern Ontario. Still a little bit of minor rotation here, heading towards Van Leek Hill. Nothing super duper strong on radar, but we did send this blue polygon. If you can see that blue polygon I created, that said, so there's severe thunderstorm warning there, but our blue polygon, excuse me, talked about minor rotation and wind. And yeah, so there's that. But this system going through Essex County right now is just nasty. And I'm sure there's quite a bit of wind damage. One second here. Okay, so someone was talking about, I know, Alana, you mentioned it before, but kind of in the Sudbury area, there's a little bit of minor rotation. Someone just mentioned it again to me, but I'm not seeing much up there now. I think it may have weakened. There's some strong winds north of North Bay at the moment. But that's about it. I'm not seeing anything too intense up near the Sudbury area. There is a rainfall warning, which is basically a flash flood warning. Miranda's Skull 2.0. That's funny. So, yeah, really, really, really strong winds. I don't know how else to express it. If you are east of Lake St. Clair, get ready because this is coming across fast and strong. If you are in Pelee Island, getting to shelter now would be a great idea. Essex County in general. Essex County in general needs to be taking shelter with this storm. Yeah, it's really intense. Jennifer says, fantastic job, Adam and crew. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Appreciate it. Carol says, is Sarnia going to get hit? It's a good question. The north side of this whole bow, which is right up here, could reach Sarnia. This is just this big, sharp bow echo, and the very north side of it may head up towards Sarnia. It's possible, and there is quite some strong winds up there. As you can see right here, near Oakwood, Michigan, 95 kilometers an hour. I'm sorry if I'm moving the map around really fast. I just do that. It's difficult for me to move slowly when I'm looking at a bunch of different data, so I'll try my best to not be too wild when I'm zooming in and zooming out, but I go pretty quickly. Thanks for joining us on the live stream, everybody. Quite a few of you on this live stream. We sincerely appreciate you joining us while we watch this. The pretty smoky air today, and Barrie for me at least. And we were at on IQ Air, we were at 135, I think. And if you pay attention closely, you can smell that kind of plasticky smell in the air. It's pretty disgusting. I'm going to eat some cheese and crackers because this is going to be a long one. Crystal says, storm nuts. I have some left, but it's like very, very bottom of the jar that I'm afraid to eat it because then like you get too much of it in there and then it's just super salty and you're just coughing your face off because you just inhaled a bunch of salt. Facebook user says, just got a tornado warning for St. Thomas. I think, oh, you know what it was? Oh, there you go. This is actually perfect to show you. It's the marine alert. It's the Lake Erie marine alert. So, yeah, St. Thomas is actually just barely in the polygon. But if you notice, the alert will say on water. We made sure of that. So if you're talking about through the Instant Weather app, it'll say tornado warning, and then in parentheses, it'll say on water. And so you can actually see that on Instant Weather Pro. You can actually see that polygon right here. So if I click this, you see tornado warning on water in parentheses. So, yes. Chrissy says, we don't care what you're eating. Okay. I'm going to let you know anyway, so I guess you're just going to have to turn the volume off for that part. So, I'm unapologetic for me eating food during the live stream because I have to. It's all good because we're going for a long time, people. This is going to be a long one. Extremely.
Maybe it might have been oh, we don't care, just know what you're eating, don't worry about it.
No, it wasn't that. There was definitely profanity and a lot of exclamation marks. So yeah, scroll up, you'll see it. I'm sure you missed that. Wow, lots of wind damage reported. Lots and lots of wind damage reported. So Tilbury needs to be taking shelter immediately with the storm. Leamington's already in it now. It's significant. Pelee Island is in it now. It's significant. Yeah, it is a significant storm that everybody needs to be taking shelter with right now. It looks very, very strong. I really hope everybody's okay. Let's see here. Da, 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 da. A person criticizing my food discussion is now getting it 6 ways to Sunday from everybody in the community. It's all good. It's all good. Everybody take a deep breath. I'm sure she's just stressed out. It's all good. It's all good. So everybody's, I'm sure, experiencing some severe weather anxiety, which is a common thread in our community. And I can appreciate why. I think it's a common thread with humans in general. But yeah, it's all good. It's a stressful time with this kind of stuff. So I can appreciate why people are stressed out. Let's see here. And then it's funny because I've seen other comments where someone says, Adam, I get anxious if you don't eat during the live stream. So they said, we want you to eat more during the live stream. So it's funny. We get, no matter what, we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. So let's see here. Yeah, really, really strong winds. Eventually towards Chatham-Kent. I know we have some team members in the Chatham-Kent area. Looking pretty darn strong. Jesse says, I missed the guitar playing Adam in the live stream. I always play it near the end of the live stream. So if you hang out to the end, I usually play a song. Melissa says, on that note, Adam, drink your water. I just did. It was fantastic. Let's see here. Can't please everyone, says Lizzie. That's right. We can't. That's all good. Just scrolling through the comments. Brian says, isn't a tornado warning only issued if there's a touchdown? No, tornado warnings are also issued if there's strong rotation on radar, which there was in that case. It used to be the case only if it was reported. But now they're being more proactive with it, which is good. Which is a really good thing. Just trying to scroll through the comments. Lots of people taking shelter, which is great. Catherine says the wind just started in Leamington. I'm sure it's intense. Dennis is talking about Prince Edward County. You're okay. I think you're fine. These storms are way far away from you. I don't think there's a problem over there. I can go take a look at Eastern Ontario again, but I think you're all right now. We still got to keep an eye on Manitoba because we're also live streaming in Manitoba. But right now, there's only some storms east of Ottawa heading towards the Quebec border, and they don't look that impressive right now. We put some minor rotation out on them, but they have weakened since. I don't think anything's going on in Prince Edward County. Yeah, you're fine right now. You might see something overnight, maybe. I'm not sure. I would double check on our app. Download our free app. It's called it's at instantweatherapp.com. Download it for free. Click Apple or Android, or Apple or the Google Play Store. Download the app for free. Punch in your location, and then you can check to see if the timing. Basically, you jump on the hourly product, and you can check to see when you might be actually expecting storms today. Hunter says, does Windsor still need to take shelter, or has it passed? I think it's probably passed by now. Unless there's some lightning there. If you still hear lightning, obviously you don't want to be going outside. But yeah, Windsor's fine right now. Yeah, the strongest stuff was well east. Here's the strongest part of the line, and it's basically going through Leamington, heading through Wheatley. Comber's really strong right now. Stony Point is also really strong, all the way up to Lake St. Clair, and then areas east of Lake St. Clair as well are going to be hit pretty hard pretty soon. Really, really strong signature here heading east towards the Chatham-Kent areas. And yeah, Kingsville right now is really strong. I'm sure Leamington is deep in it at the moment. Christy says, sure, there isn't rotation in Leamington. In these storms, there's often embedded rotation within the line. You can have these QLCS tornadoes that quickly spin up. So there's definitely a tornado risk with this. Definitely a tornado risk with this system. And so it's, but damaging winds or tornado risk, long story short, if something's throwing a tree at you, you don't really care what it's classified at the point in time. Scientifically, it's good to figure out afterwards if it was a tornado or a downburst and all that kind of stuff. But during the moment, when you have winds exceeding 100 kilometers an hour, it doesn't matter. Just please take shelter with these storms.
Tornado warning for Windsor, Essex has been ended.
Oh, good. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm sure everybody heard that because you said that through StreamYard. That's right. Okay, perfect. Let's see here. Somebody asked what QLCS stands for. It's quasi-linear convective system, and that is just the type of system we call the kind of little tornadoes that spin up on the leading edge. QLCS tornadoes, basically. We refer to them as QLCS. So when you usually have a big long, like you see this, like this big long line of storms. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I have to go this way. When you have a big long line of storms, like you see here, I'll just do it with my mouse. It's much easier. This giant line of storms, you can have these tiny little pockets of rotation embedded within the line, and therefore you get these little, what is classified as QLCS tornadic spin-ups. Line continues to track to the east, continues to be dangerous. Lots of damage has been reported. Windsor. Jill says, the tornado warning is still in effect for Windsor, Essex County. Jill, you must not have our free app. Because if you had our free app, you would know that it ended. Side note, Brennan still has it on the screen here, except it says tornado warning is ending. He's updating the map. So he will update that. You see it on there, but it has ended. So Brennan updated the tornado warning has ended here at the bottom, but he will be updating the map very, very soon to get rid of that tornado warning. So the tornado warning has ended for Essex County, but do not think that means it's sunshine and rainbows. It's definitely not. And Brendan, don't forget perfect. Cool. Still a tornado risk mentioned within the severe thunderstorm warning. And he says, what's the difference between a tornado watch and a tornado warning? I'm sure Brennan's going to bring up an image right now. Shalom Darkness says, are you able to see QLCS rotation on radar? No, you can sometimes see it, but it's very, very, very tight and very small. It's hard to see, but you can definitely see it. So there you go. Watch and a warning. This was actually from Environment Canada. There's a poutine watch and a poutine warning. So poutine watch means you've got French fries, gravy, cheese, and a poutine warning is when you mix it all together. So watch means the ingredients are there. Warning means take shelter now. It is occurring. It is time to take shelter immediately. So Holly says, what is the app? I've been looking for it. So the app is, you just go to Google and type Instant Weather App, or instantweatherapp.com will take you directly to our website. You can click on the App Store for Apple users or the Google Play Store for Android users. So if you have a Samsung or an LG or a Huawei, you can click on the Google Play Store. Anyways, it'll take you directly to the link. You can download it for free. And a huge thank you to those who have upgraded the radar and removed ads for, I think the cheapest option is $6.99 for the year. So it's like 58 cents for a month. And that will remove ads so you don't get any of those pop-up ads. I know they're annoying. We have to have them to pay for the app. But if you don't like those, then we sincerely appreciate you subscribing to, again, remove ads, make the experience much nicer, and then, of course, extend your future radar up to 5 hours. So huge thank you to all those who have done that. And if you want to go to the next level and actually track these storms using Instant Weather Pro, which we finally just launched, we built it for the Northern Tornadoes Project out of Western University. And but the cool thing about it, the reason we gave the thumbs up to it is because they said, we don't only want you to build it for us, but we want you to launch it so everybody in the community can subscribe to it. So we have finally launched it after live streaming it for 2 years and people bugging us and saying, when can we finally use Instant Weather Pro? That time is finally now. So if you go to instantweatherpro.com, you can subscribe. It's $99 for the year, so it's about $8.25 a month. And you can subscribe to our limited beta test and track these storms in real time, just like I'm doing right now on the live stream. I'm using Instant Weather Pro. It's a website too, so it runs on basically everything, which is cool. So it's not like you can only install it like an executable file and all this kind of stuff. The other thing about that too is as we add more features to it, you just go back to the website, it's already updated. You don't have to download a new install and delete the old files and blah, 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 blah. It's a website. So hit F5, you've got the new version. Simple as that. So it's super useful that way. Peely Island looked like it took a big, strong hit there. Really, really strong winds in Peely Island we saw. I mean, these winds are bananas here. Look at this, 135 kilometers an hour. And you can really like pixel peep the wind gust. So if you see at the top of the screen here, it says 135 kilometers an hour. Watch as I move my mouse around here. 135, 131, 126. Every single pixel of radar, you can see what the wind gusts are. Now, that doesn't always mean that that's the wind speeds that are reaching the surface. But in this particular case, there's a ton of surface-based energy, which we call SB Cape. I would think that based on the damage reports that this is reaching the surface and it is a dangerous storm. And again, it came in so much earlier than we expected. I mean, not that we expected, like the models basically said, this isn't happening until 6, 8 o'clock at night. And I said, you know what? What's been happening lately? Everything has been early. Everything's been early. Every time, that Thursday event we had where we had 2 tornadoes and 4 downbursts confirmed by the Northern Tornadoes Project, that came in early as well. Everything seems to be coming in early. So really, really strong winds down here near Bagnall, 103 kilometers an hour. Tilbury, Coatsworth, Wheatley, basically all of deep southwestern Ontario is likely experiencing, at least in some parts of their neighborhood, wind damage right now. It looks insane. So I don't know what else to tell you, folks.
Just looking at the latest models, and it actually shows a second round of storms later tonight for the Windsor area.
Oh, really? Now I wonder if it's going to come in earlier than expected too, because it wasn't supposed to come until like midnight, right? Is it going to come in earlier?
I'm looking. It says about 10 p.m. it's going to hit Windsor.
Really? So, Brennan, I hope you're eating some storm nuts there, because I think we're going to be live streaming for a while. Looks like it's going to be going. Yeah, it's going to be going for a while. Holy moly. I'm just taking a peek into future radar here as well and seeing, it looks like I see what you're saying. Yeah, there's more activity. Maybe even as early as 7 or 8 o'clock. And then even more towards 10, and then another line towards 10. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So Windsor's okay right now, but it looks like you're not out of the woods yet, even though you've already gone through that and you think that's probably it.
Yeah,
looks like there's potentially more.
Even shows like 8, 9 p.m. and it's like a massive squall line.
That's not great. All right. So lots of precipitation though in the Windsor area right now. Again, Windsor right now is okay. Everything's fine. The strongest stuff is heading towards Chatham-Kent at the moment. But again, there's storms. If you look here, there's storms back here near Marshall, Michigan, and there will be most likely more development moving to the east. So you might not be out of it just yet. So we'll see. Still the top of that line, maybe heading towards Sarnia. There is some little tiny storms in the Sarnia area right now, but they're nothing to write home about. But these winds heading towards Chatham-Kent are super duper strong. Patricia and Lindsay on our team, it's getting real close to cinnamon time. For those who don't know, cinnamon is the safe word to get to shelter. Look at the winds here from, holy moly, down here in Ohio, off of this same line. Look at this, 155.88 kilometers an hour. And that's close to the radar station. This is the radar station right here. And it's 155. Holy. I hope our friends down in Ohio, Put Bay, Kawaba Island, Marblehead, Port Clinton are taking shelter with that line, because it looks crazy strong. Even stronger than what we're experiencing here in deep southwestern Ontario. But this is nothing to turn your head up at. Wait, that's turn your nose up at? I don't know. Turn something up at, because these are really, really strong as well too. Chatham-Kent. I'm just going through the comments here. Let us know what you're experiencing. Side note, if you Valerie says a friend is in Windsor hiding in her basement. Yeah, Windsor's good right now. Windsor, you can come out Come out wherever you are. You're okay at the moment. There could be more storms later, so just keep paying attention. Download our free app, and we'll let you know if anything's happening. But if you are, Julie says, Adam, are we supposed to get 2 rounds of this or just 1? Julie, I'm not sure where you're located, but if you're in Essex County, it looks like there could be more storms later. Brandon says, very strong winds in Walsburg right now. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Fortnite says, is the storm coming into Ontario? Storm is in Ontario at the moment. Currently in Ontario. It's in southwestern Ontario, and it will continue to track to the east. Someone on YouTube says, Devon is spamming. 1 second here. I don't know if anybody got rid of... Oh, okay. I'll just put them in a timeout for now. Maybe that'll calm them down. Put him in a little timeout. But if he comes back spamming, then we'll have to remove him from the stream. So, Shell says, thank you for the coverage. Oakland County, Michigan. Much love to our family and friends in Canada. You're very welcome. Tornado warning has ended. Severe thunderstorm warning continues. And still extremely strong damaging wind gusts. So just because the tornado warning has ended doesn't mean you should not be taking this seriously. I would be definitely taking this line seriously. It has a history of causing substantial wind damage, and it doesn't look like it's weakening anytime soon. 109 kilometer an hour wind gusts heading up towards Chatham-Kent right now. That is strong, folks. That is strong. If folks are in Pelee Island, if you can let us know what you experienced there, because it looked like really, really strong winds into Pelee Island. Seeing some embedded rotation right down here near Merlin at the moment. I'm just going to take a deeper look into that. Give me 1 second here. There is a little bit of a hook as well. Where's that exactly? Towards Dealtown. Like Dealtown needs any more of that. Hook towards Dealtown, and really, and some strong winds and some embedded rotation here. Dealtown already dealt with, I believe, a tornado on the Thursday event, so I'm sure they don't need any more. They do not need any more. Okay. Laura asked about Peterborough. You're fine right now. This is not a risk for Peterborough. This is a risk for deep southwestern Ontario at the moment. Someone's asking about how to measure rain. You can get a rain gauge, I believe. Marilyn says he can't hear me. Can somebody message her and say refresh the stream or try somewhere else? Let's see here. Merlin further. Someone said, please update Merlin further. Yeah, so rotation in Merlin. I'm going to send a notification right now to those areas saying minor rotation in that area at the moment. Let me just get rid of this polygon, and let's go do that on the stream while we're together. We're still going to keep an eye on Manitoba, but right now I believe Manitoba is not too shabby. I think you're probably okay, but yeah, some rotation heading towards Dealtown at the moment, Merlin and Dealtown. And let's see here. Let's make a little polygon right about here and head towards here, maybe a little further, and right about there. This area does not want to hear this from me because they already dealt with a tornado earlier. Not today, but on a previous date. But let me just log in. Great. Give me 1 second here. Anytime now. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So minor rotation detected on the storm near Merlin, tracking to the east towards Dealtown, etc. Sorry, Dealtown folks. I know you don't want to hear that from me right now, but you'd probably rather hear from me than not hear from me if something were to touch down. So I'm going to send that minor rotation update to those areas at the moment. Let me just hit send. 272 folks in that area, and let's jump back to Instant Weather Pro. Okay, so there's that. Let me just jump to Detroit radar and see. And there's this actual signature, which is really interesting. Your Fletcher. I kind of now want to make this polygon bigger to include that rotation. Darn it. Guess I could always do another one. Yeah, but there's that signature heading towards Dealtown. Very, very strong winds. Oh my goodness. Super duper strong winds heading into the Dealtown area at the moment. My goodness. Hope everybody in Leamington's okay. Everybody in Essex County's okay. Windsor's all right. Hi. Patricia on our team, she's in Chatham, and she says, we are ready to cinnamon, crazy, windy, rain blowing sideways. Yeah, now's the time. Now is the time. But some rotation near Fletcher here. Yeah, little pockets of embedded rotation near North and South Buxton as well. But yeah, if you're in that area, looks like this pocket might actually track right into my polygon. Should be good. Typically, I want the polygon to encompass what's happening, but in this particular case, just missed it to the east. But hopefully you're on the live stream watching, and you know what's up here. Let's jump to Cleveland radar here. Sometimes the US data takes a few seconds to come through. Doesn't look as strong from the Cleveland radar at the moment, which is good. Still looks pretty darn strong from Cassett, though, which is the Canadian radar. These two little pockets here as well. So let's go take a stroll over to Manitoba, because I know we have folks from Manitoba watching as well. We went live in Manitoba, but nothing's really going on besides this storm way up here. Actually, there is some rotation up here near Skonan First Nation. Probably messed that up. East of Duck River, south of Camperville. That actually is rotating right now. Let's just take a peek at that. I might want to send a notification out to our friends up here in rural Manitoba. Yeah, that's definitely showing some signs of rotation right there. So this is east of Swan River, north of Dauphin, Manitoba. And that's a pretty strong signature there. So I think I'm going to send a notification to those folks. So let's do our first polygon for Manitoba of the day. I think it's already under a severe, let's see here. That darn live stream polygon's getting in my way. I'm pretty sure it's already under a severe thunderstorm warning, but I'm going to send a rotation update to those in that area just so they know what's up. And let's go do that now. So yeah, we're doing coverage in Manitoba and in Ontario at the same time. Manitoba is under a tornado watch, and southern Ontario is just getting pummeled by extremely strong winds with potentially embedded tornadoes as well. So it's quite a day, folks. It is quite a day, and we hope everybody's staying safe. We sincerely hope everybody's staying safe because these storms are pretty darn nasty. Let's jump over to our custom update panel and send this polygon to the folks in the area. So let me do a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and there we go. My little polygon. It's actually a pretty big polygon, but actually, let me extend this because I don't know exactly which way it's going. Things can change as well, too. I'm going to send a rotation update to those there. There we go. And rotation detected on this storm. Moving east towards Skonan First Nation. And this is at 4. Oh no, this would be 3:38 because we're in Manitoba. Right, I got to remember that. Okay, 338. And let me just click on that and send this over to our friends in Manitoba. There we go. Okay. Cool. So anybody in the path there? 79 people in the path of that polygon. I'm surprised we have that many people up in rural Manitoba, which is exciting to see. So let's take a peek around. Just want to check a few different places in Ontario. Eastern Ontario. Those storms heading towards Quebec look like they're kind of falling apart, which is good news. I think Dominic saw some rotation. Oh, yeah, there's this rotation here north of Petawawa, northeast of Deep River. One second here. Let's take a peek at it. It just really came out of nowhere. Just north of Deep River in Quebec, and it's certainly showing some rotation there. And there also is this storm right here near Depot Davidson. There's a lot of accents in there. I'm pretty sure I said it wrong. But 2 areas of rotation now in Quebec, tracking to the east. Shall we send another polygon? I think we shall. So I'm just trying to keep a track on the Chatham-Kent area, Deal Town. It all looks super duper, like very strong, damaging wind gusts. Some embedded rotation there as well too. I really hope everybody's taking shelter. There's not much more to tell you in deep southwestern Ontario other than please take shelter with those storms. Chatham-Kent for sure. Areas to the east. I'm gonna go send a polygon in Quebec. We're going all over the country here. Polygons for everybody. Everybody gets a polygon. Let's see here. Let me jump to our custom update panel again. I'm going to click on Franktown radar in Eastern Ontario, and then it's these 2 storms. So just east of Deep River and over to this one as well too. And I think they were going due east, so I'll do a little bit of that and a little bit of this, and there we go. That's a pretty big polygon, but it should cover those 2 storms, and especially if they head in different directions, or if any new rotation does develop in that area too. So let's send a polygon. 182 folks in that area. Well, okay. Rotation detected on the storm east of Deep River, Ontario, tracking east into Quebec, and as well near Depot Davidson, tracking east. And this is at 441 in Quebec. There we go. All right. Polygon for Quebec. Lots of polygons today. Let me send that out. There we go. Back to Instant Weather Pro. We'll keep an eye on those polygons. They should show up anytime soon. Actually, if I hit refresh, I think they should show up. Let's see. There we are. There's my big polygon. Right there. Cool. All right. And I'll back out down here to deep southwestern Ontario where things are crazy strong. Wow. Very, very strong winds. 123.84 kilometers on this particular pixel. Heading into Ouvry, Dealtown, Sandison, through the Buxtons as well too. Merlin area, obviously already into it. Chatham-Kent already into it. Patricia, what's going on in your area? It looks like it's super strong. I just saw a report on Twitter from Chatham, and it looks like a really, really nasty shelf cloud and some really low hanging, potentially downburst visuals. We just got kicked off of TikTok again. It says your access to Live Studio has been suspended due to repeat violations of our community guidelines. What did we do? Was the sound working on TikTok? Nobody said the sound was bad. Why does TikTok hate us so much? I don't know. What did we do? I don't know. Nobody knows. No one's ever going to know. That's so strange. Too many polygons? Maybe they didn't like our polygons. All right. Anyways. That is so weird. You bad, says Sonia. Sound was fine, says Josh. I don't know. Smith says it's TikTok anti-live stream. I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, Melissa says, please boot Devin. Is Devin spamming again? Oh, dear. All right, Devin, you had your chance. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. It was definitely the Polygon, says Canadian Girl 27. I don't know. It did it to us last time. There's that report we were talking about. So this is from Mary Nicoli on Twitter. And that's the low-hanging storm on the right I was looking at. That could be potentially a downburst. It looks really strong. Patricia on her team says, crazy wind, thunder, lightning, heavy rain. Cinnamon buns are in the oven. Is that how you're saying that you're taking shelter? Cinnamon buns are in the oven? I don't know. But hopefully you're staying safe. Yeah, it looks super duper crazy strong. Stadium Property Stars coming in with a super chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Very kind of you again. Sending them in pretty much all of our live streams is very nice of you. Much obliged. It's very kind of you. Isabel says, bad in Chatham. Susan says, no power in Buxton. Matt says, heavy rain and strong wind now in Thamesville. Thank you very much. Oh, Nancy says, any chance of seeing 3D? Yeah, I've got it loaded up. I just haven't... I don't know why I haven't jumped over to it. Let's jump over to the 3D Weatherverse. Take a peek at these storms. This is actually an old update. So we'll... let me change that to the latest update here. Remove that. And let's go see... Probably... I think Detroit is still the way to look at this. So let's go check out the latest Detroit. And this is called the 3D Weatherverse, folks. If you're on YouTube, please search us at 3D Weatherverse. If you are on Facebook, 3D Weatherverse. And if you're on Twitter X, then 3D Weatherverse is the way to find us. So this is taking the current radar and the current wind data and simulating these storms in real time. Look at this. This is just filling it up. It's crazy. I mean, you can see the radar station. Let's go fly over. You can actually see where the radar station is because of you can see the way it's scanning because of the divot. It looks like almost like a golf ball divot. You can see it scanning up into the storm, which is pretty wild. So let's go fly over. My apologies if this is giving anybody motion sickness, but let's go take a look at this storm in real time. The shelf on it is bananas. Whoa. And this is the storm going over Chatham right now. You can see the winds are really moving. I don't even know. Do we have the audio coming through? I don't think I have. I think I have it turned off. Audio monitor. Let's see here. Let me know if you can hear the thunder and lightning. I'm sure you can hear it if you're actually in those areas. Patricia says, "Yep." I'm sure if you're in those areas, you get to hear it a lot more than it's coming through the 3D Weatherverse. But yeah, this is a simulated storm in real time. Liam says there's a crazy video on Ontario storm reports from Chatham. Thank you very much. I'm going to turn off this audio just so it calms down there. Let me just mute that. And but yeah, that's the storm right now. This is the huge storm line that is tracking right through parts of southwestern Ontario. I hope everybody's staying safe with the storm because it looks super duper nasty. Yeah, and that's the 3D Weatherverse. So we'll jump back into that for a sec. Extremely strong winds heading through Dealtown right now. Chatham-Kent looks very, very, very strong. So let's jump back over to Instant Weather Pro, which you can get at instantweatherpro.com if you'd like to track these storms with me in real time during the live stream. Or, if I'm not live, you can basically do what I'm doing right now and take a look at your own storms. And you can track each pixel of wind. You can basically get the same tools. Yeah, basically, if you want to become an Instant Weather Pro, this will not do that for you, but at least it'll be the same. It'll be the same tools that professionals use, and then over time you can develop your skills and start to understand it better, and that's always a good thing because we're not always live streaming, so it's really strong signature over here towards Blenheim. I think I said that right. I probably said it wrong. Down here towards the XCM airport station north of Sandison. These are little pockets of embedded rotation right here. That could be potentially a little spin up. It's hard to say for sure, but it is possible. That's not great. 1 second here. Miranda says it's rolling into Sarnia now. Yeah, I'll go take a peek at that. Give me a second here. Yeah, there is some curious looking signatures. Some really curious looking signatures here. East of Chatham. One second here. Yeah, east of Chatham near Blenheim. There is some embedded rotation there, which is a bit concerning, which you can see here. So there's that. That whole line has about a 6 to 8% chance of a tornado risk there. So it's possible. Let me go take a look at Sarnia. Give me a second here. We have this Polygon City down here. I should probably get rid of that. Take shelter now to Windsor Polygon. I'll get rid of that. One second here. Holy comments. Oh my. Oh, someone told me how to pronounce it. I messed it up. Oh, Blenheim. That's what it is. Blenheim. That's right. Blenheim, it's pronounced, says Robin. Thank you very much. Thank you to all those who told us how to pronounce it. I appreciate it. Ben says, is it AI simulated? So if it's detecting a tornado, will it show in the 3D Weatherverse? And also, is Wolfsburg done for tonight? Wolfsburg might see some more storms later. We'll have to see how it goes. It is using actual radar data and then extrapolating and to make the storm shape. And then, so it's using 3D volumetric radar data and then real lightning data and real wind data. So we're taking all of that and using it to create the simulated storm structure. And then what we will do is actually detect, especially if we have a tornado confirmed on the ground, we will actually spawn tornadoes below it inside the 3D Weatherverse. 3D Weatherverse, by the way, is only about a week or two from doing our initial early beta test. So if you go to 3dweatherverse.com, scroll to the bottom, add your email to it, and we'll let you know when we're ready to do the initial beta test. So that'll be a subscription, a yearly subscription, something similar to Instant Weather Pro, but we will be doing that. So if you have a gaming PC and you want to check out the 3D Weatherverse, we're working towards that early beta test. So that's pretty exciting. So let's see here. Yes, I do want to take a look at Sarnia at the moment. I do see some storms in the Sarnia area. Nothing looks too crazy. Lots of precipitation, but nothing's looking too super duper strong for Sarnia, which I'm sure they're happy about. To the south, not so much. Chatham-Kent, Blenheim area, all looking super, super strong still. Now it's up to Thamesville. It's heading towards through Turin and Beechwood, eventually towards New Glasgow. New Glasgow has some storms right now, so does Newbury, but it's the line to the west that is really, really strong. This line right here is super strong. And if you have Instant Weather Pro, you can go and zoom in on each pixel, so you can see that this pixel is 93.6 kilometers an hour, and this one is 96.48. A few folks have asked, why is there a minus? And that means the winds are heading back towards the radar, and if it's in the plus, that means the winds are heading away from the radar. So plus is away from the radar, and minus is back towards the radar. And that's so when you have a bunch of minus and plus beside each other, that's how you can tell if it's rotation. So if it's kind of red and green and red and green, you can see things are rotating. So yeah, so there's that. There's a few polygons I need to get rid of here, which is the one for Windsor. Let me get rid of that one. Just 1 second here. Take shelter Peely Island can go, and let's see, where's that Windsor one here? Take shelter Windsor and Essex County can go. I think the strongest part of the storm is east of Essex County at the moment. You'll see this polygon disappear. See this big purple polygon I made right here? The next time it refreshes and updates, it'll vanish. We refresh every 20 seconds, so give it a second and it will update. Let me just see if there's anything else I wanted to remove. There's the rotation in Manitoba I want to keep. There is the live stream update. Oh, I was going to do a new update for Manitoba there. Let me do that quickly here. I just want to let the folks in Manitoba know that... second here. Or I want to get that polygon off of the map because it makes it so we can't click on anything else, which is annoying. So yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Let me just find the Manitoba live stream. There we go. Perfect. Okay, let me just do this quickly for our folks in Manitoba. And I will do the Facebook link. Perfect. And the YouTube link. Where did the YouTube link go? There we go. All right. Looks like my polygon has vanished for Essex County. That's good. And I'll just get that YouTube link going. There we go. And everything looks pretty good. Get rid of LinkedIn because we're not live on LinkedIn at the moment. And that's right. Okay. Manitoba. Blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada, yada. Looks good to me. Okay. I'm going to add that to the polygons, but I'm going to remove the one that was there because it is in the way. Oops. And forecast. Got to add forecast to it. There we go. All right. Okay, so let me get rid of this one. See, let me just refresh here. Okay. So not that one, but I need to get rid of this one for Manitoba. Okay. There's one. And not that one. But I do want to get rid of this one. Perfect. Okay, there, I think we're done. Good. Okay, let's go take a look at Manitoba really quick. See what's going on with that rotation. Again, Manitoba has a tornado watch at the moment and some really strong rotating storms here near Skowanen First Nation. Hope I pronounced that right. 2 areas of rotation here. We have a big rotation polygon. As you can see, rotation detected. And there is a storm up here, which is worth keeping an eye on near Indian Birch, Bell Site. So there is a storm up there that we probably want to keep an eye on. But there could be some development to the south. Tiny little pop-up right here, northwest of Portage la Prairie. And we believe that storms will eventually develop to the south. At least that's what models were saying. So that's why we've gone live, of course, in Manitoba. Let's take a look at the rotation in Quebec. That's still hanging on northeast of Petawawa in Quebec at the moment. I think I'm going to get rid of this polygon, though. The minor rotation in eastern Ontario, because it looks like it's pretty much weakening. So let's get rid of that one as well, too. Minor rotation in eastern Ontario. I'm going to pull off the map. And let's head back towards deep southwestern Ontario, who's getting pummeled right now by the storm. I'm going to get rid of the Dealtown polygon as well. Let's get rid of that because I think that has moved on. And yes, so really strong winds continue to the east. Still looking super strong near Blenheim and Morpeth, Ridgetown. All of those areas at the moment. So there's that. Let's see here. Then again, it looked like models said that there was some opportunity for more development into Essex County. We don't know how strong it could be, but there is the possibility of more. There is a possibility of more development in Essex County. Let's see here. Okay, so TikTok says the violation we had was unoriginal content and QR codes. We did not have unoriginal content and we did not have QR codes. So that was clearly an algorithm issue. Patricia says the cinnamon buns in Chatham-Kent are done. They're delicious and we're okay. Awesome. Glad you're okay. Hope everybody is okay in Essex County and Windsor and Chatham-Kent and everybody who's been affected by this extremely strong storm that has tracked through parts of our region. Is still going quite strong right now. Quite strong east of Chatham-Kent, Ridgetown, Highgate, Morpeth, heading towards Rodney, West Lorne. That storm still looks super duper strong, and we hope everybody is okay. Yeah, looking pretty grumpy as it continues to track east. It may have weakened a little bit, which is good. Still seeing really strong winds along the leading edge of the line towards, eventually up towards St. Thomas, we'll see. Maybe towards London. We'll have to see. Getting bad over Sarnia Bay right now, says Miranda. I'll go take a look, but it didn't look too strong over Sarnia from what I saw. But I'll go have a peek here. Give me a second. Della came in with a super sticker. Thank you so much, Della. Appreciate that. Thank you to all those who are sending in stars on Facebook and super stickers on YouTube and all of that kind of stuff. Emma says, how do I send pictures? Emma, if you're on Facebook, which it looks like you are, you can go to Ontario Storm Reports. So search for our group. It's called Ontario Storm Reports. Has about 200,000 members. And you can post it on there, and then everybody in the community can see it. So, yeah, if you want to send pictures, please send it to Ontario Storm Reports. Post it right on the group, and we'll be able to see those immediately. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. This is Chatham-Kent with trees down. Whoa. And did we ever find that video that... whoa. Where's that? Lakeshore. That was intense. Big tree damage down at Lakeshore at St. Lad's Farm.
Yeah, just to let you know, I have a feed of Ontario Storm Reports that's refreshing automatically every 8 minutes on the feed right now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I don't know how you did that, but that's cool.
Everyone will see the reports come up. Basically,
how did you do that, Brennan?
I did a Safari tab on my browser, and I got an extension that automatically refreshes the browser, and then I just type it into...
And then you just kind of put it like the very top of where the reports are, so whatever the latest report is?
Yeah.
Or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice, Brennan. Very nice. All right. Now you can just like go have a nap. Brendan's just going to go to sleep now. He can... OSR will just automatically update. That's pretty cool. Thanks, Brendan. Appreciate it. Cool. So yeah, if you latest storm reports on OSR will just automatically come up. That's pretty cool.
They still need
Janet
to be
said
approved by one of the moderators.
Well, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Is at least it's approved instant. By. Yeah, it'll be approved by Patricia or Lindsay.
It'll take a few minutes to show up.
And so if they vet it, then it's okay that it's on the page, and then it's okay to put on the stream. So it's perfect. Great. Cool. That's a great little process. Janice says, I had photos of rotation from the last storm, but didn't know where to post them. They're in Ontario's Stormwatch inbox. That inbox gets slammed, Janet. Slammed with so many things. It's way better to post it on the group. So please post it. Even if it, you know what, we'll allow that one. Hopefully if Patricia and Lindsay are listening, Janet's going to post some rotation from the previous storm. Janet, just make sure you clearly say this is from the previous event. I think it was Thursday, July 20th, was it? I believe. Yeah, I think so. Was it the 20th? I think so. Anyways, but yeah, and make sure you put the date on it. This was old from the previous event. But Adam said I could post it or something like that, and then share that. And there's Chatham-Kent around 4:30. Oh, cool. See, this is awesome. This is like, oh, it's so great to be able to automate that. That's perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much, Janet. Appreciate it. But yeah, it's best to send it to Ontario Storm Reports. Night Owl coming in with a super sticker. Thank you so much, Night Owl. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Tina says, how far ahead is the storm compared to the current 5-hour radar on the app? I haven't taken a look at it in a bit, but I think the storm's probably moving faster than what you're seeing on the app. The only thing that's perfectly up to date would be Instant Weather Pro, because it updates every 6 minutes as opposed to every 15 or 30 minutes on the Instant Weather app. But if you're looking for by far the fastest updates, then Instant Weather Pro is obviously the way to go. Interesting. But yeah, if you want to, subscribe to Instant Weather Pro, you can do so at instantweatherpro.com, which is right there, instantweatherpro.com. Thank you so much to all those who have. Please be patient. Teresa has to send out instructions manually, so check your spam folder. So if you subscribe, you're going to have to give it some number of minutes until you're going to be able to receive instructions. Teresa's moving as fast as she possibly can. But definitely check your spam folder. We've had people email us like a day later and say, I never got instructions. And then we say, check your spam folder. They check their spam folder and say, oh, well, there they are. So make sure to check your spam folder to make sure you haven't missed anything from us. And if we did end up in your spam folder, make sure you mark it as not spam. That would be optimal. so that we don't show up in your spam folder moving forward. You might even want to add us to your contacts so that we're like whitelisted, so that it makes sure that it makes sure that it always considers us not spam. That would be great. Still really, really strong winds east of Duart, south of Rodney, eventually heading over the water, but really, really strong signatures coming in. Let's jump over to, this is what I'm talking about here. Look at this. This is strong. I mean, this is pretty far away from Detroit radar, so this is probably pretty elevated, but 143.64 kilometers an hour. Good thing it's far away from the radar station. It's not that far, actually. This is how far the radar station scans, and it's only this far. So actually, it's not that far. This is probably, I wouldn't be surprised if this is causing severe wind damage right now. 143.64. And that's not noise. You want to know why I know it's not noise? Because there's a 141, there's a 140, there's a 141, a 130, a 113, 120, 125. If it's noise, it's usually like one little pixel or a couple pixels that are just randomly out of nowhere. But this is a cluster of very, very, very strong wind gusts heading east towards New Glasgow. If you're in New Glasgow, you need to take shelter immediately. This storm is super duper strong. Looking less strong from Cleveland, very strong from Detroit. And let's see how it looks from Cassett. It's only 82, 83. Still bring down trees. Doesn't look as strong from Cassett. It's hard to say. It's kind of if you made this a triangle, it's kind of basically in the middle of all them. But the Detroit radar looking really strong. We're seeing 90 kilometer an hour near Rodney. It's a pretty strong storm. Alicia says, update for Kitchener-Waterloo, please. Yeah, sure thing. You're experiencing a heat warning. That's about it. You're good. These storms are going to continue to move east. What's going on here? There's actually rotation over Lake Huron. I guess this is actually over Michigan. Sorry, Lake Huron starts here. This is actually over Argyle, Michigan. There's a bit of rotation, and that's tracking to the east. That will eventually head towards maybe the Goderich area. Excuse me. Stephanie says, what about the pop-up in London? Let's go see. Yeah, there is a little pop-up ahead of the line in London. I'm looking at the Exeter radar, though, and it doesn't look like anything other than some pretty strong wind gusts. Nothing too crazy, though. Yeah, the stuff ahead of the line is not too exciting. It's mainly this right here heading into New Glasgow right now is the main focus and we need to pay attention to. But besides that, it's not too super duper strong in London on radar. Excuse me. I don't know why. Bob says, can't get onto Instant Weather Pro. Boo. Now, Bob, do you mean you can't, like, you've subscribed and you've got all the instructions and you can't get onto it? By the way, make sure you watch the video because I put a video on there. Video mentions if you're on your phone, you'll get a white screen, you turn it to the side, and then that's where you can log in. It's kind of a pain in the butt process on mobile. We're going to fix that. We're going to make that way better, especially because we're going to actually integrate Instant Weather Pro into our existing Instant Weather app. Ooh, Emma Eckersley with, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Hold on, let me just zoom it in so I can see it. Emma Eckersley with some significant damage in Harrow. Oh, she's the one who said, where do I post the photos? Yeah, big tree damage against that house. Whoa, the second photo looks wild. Eek. Hope everybody's okay. Yeah. So, Bob, if you can't get onto Instant Weather Pro, let us know exactly why. 1 second here. I'm going to try to find your next comment. See if I can find Bob's next comment here. There's so many to scroll through. Hold on. Yeah, so, Bob, if you've... Oh, Bob says, I've subscribed but forgot to turn my phone. Okay, no worries. No, it's all good. I know. It's kind of a silly thing that we haven't created the vertical version of the login screen. I don't know. We'll do it. It's going to be way better. But currently, it's you just have to tilt your phone to the side. That's all. It's all good.
Don't worry. I yell at you about it daily.
I know, because it's the only thing, like, it makes me, like, not want to jump into it on mobile. But as soon as that's solved, like...
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the only thing that's...
habit using other apps.
It's the force of habit. I know, exactly. But we'll break that. We'll break that force with some cheese and crackers. I said there's a tree on fire in Chatham-Kent. That's not good. Sean B says, cheese and crackers? Yeah, it's fantastic. Medium cheddar. Sean says, what happened to the nuts? The nuts are still here. They're just like, there's like half salt, half nuts. There's so much salt there. Let's see if you can, see if the camera will focus. So much salt. So if I go to take a handful of that and I breathe in by accident, I'm going to be coughing for the next hour. I was at the store earlier and I was going to pick up some nuts, but I was like, ain't nobody got time for that. I'll have to do that later. Still looking really strong towards West Lorne. Rodney area. Heading towards Wallacestown. Brendan, I love this automatic refreshing of the reports. I think it's brilliant. So cool. Great idea.
The only issue is the cropping, because I can only fit so much in there, and Facebook doesn't let me scroll down.
Most of the time it's been good. It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
It's been fine. I know you don't want to do Twitter because you never know when something X-rated is going to pop up or whatever, and you don't want to have that up on the stream.
Yeah. I try to mute all the accounts on the Ontario Twitter account, so at least it's kind of cleaner, but we can't vet stuff beforehand.
True. Heather says, is the Instant Weather app the same as Instant Weather Pro? No. But they will be one. They will become one. One happy family. So Instant Weather Pro is a website. So it runs really great on computer, runs great on a tablet, runs good on mobile, because we have done the vertical version of it. But it will be much better for mobile, for like your phone, when we put it inside of the Instant Weather app. So right now they're separate, but we will be merging them together. So you'll be able to subscribe right to Instant Weather Pro through the app, or do it through our website, which will probably be less expensive because we have to pay Apple and Google like the 15% or 30% fees or whatever. So the price will probably be more if it's inside of the app. But if you subscribe through our website at instantweatherpro.com, then you'll probably continue to pay that price and not the inflated price because of the App Store fees. And so eventually we're going to give everybody a login, and then they'll be able to log into the Instant Weather app and then be able to use it as a website and also use it as on the app. So yeah, so eventually they'll become one. That's a good question, but right now they are separate. But if you want to check out the limited beta test of Instant Weather Pro, just head over to instantweatherpro.com. Thank you to all the wonderful people who have subscribed so far to help this project along, and to test out the beta stuff. And we appreciate that. Zach says, hey, Adam, did you get the pic I sent? Zach, did you send it to like my personal Facebook account, or did you send it to the inboxes of one of our pages? Because if you did, and I see you're on Facebook because of the little Facebook icon, please send it to Ontario Storm Reports, and then it'll actually automatically come up on the screen right here. Brandon's got it all set up, so as soon as Patricia or Lindsay or one of our other mods approve it, then it will become the most current update, and then you'll see it right here on the screen. So unless, two of them come in at the same time and you got bumped down, then you might not get pushed to the top of the screen. Brennan, how often? You said you updated every minute or something?
Yeah. So I'm just mentioning it to the mods that when they're approving posts, to approve them in the order that they want it to show up. So if there's a very good picture, to approve it last, so then it shows up at the top.
That's a good point. Okay, that makes sense. Facebook user says, we must have had a tornado in Harrow. It tore a path through our yard and neighbor's yard. I would not be surprised. Thank you for reporting that. Appreciate it. If you could, if it's safe to do so, if you could send some pictures to Ontario Storm Reports. I know you're on Ontario Storm Reports right now because you're a Facebook user, and that's just how it shows up on groups for some reason. So yeah, if... Brenda says, can we hear more about that rotating supercell across Lake Erie and what you predict for that, please? It's still over in Michigan, but I will take a peek at it. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. Canada Girl says, boo, App Store fees. Yeah, it's all good, though. I mean, if you subscribe through our website, then you won't have to pay them. So that's good. That's fine. Let's see here. Matt says, does it look like it was tracking towards Alvinston? I know it's obviously makes sense that every time there's really, really bad storms places, the next live stream we do, there's a million people from Alvinston, there's a million people from Wallaceburg, all asking if it's going to hit their area because they just went through it. So it's like they're on edge, right? It's possible that you'll see something in Alvinston, but let's go take a look. Actually, I think it doesn't look that strong to the west though right now. Where is Alvinston again? It's right here, right? Yeah, there's a storm on top of you right now, but it doesn't look super duper strong. It looks way stronger to the south right now. Near New Glasgow still. Really strong winds down here. Churchville. Let's go check out Exeter radar for Alvinston. Nah, it doesn't look too bad. It's definitely not the last storm he experienced, so yeah, definitely not the last one. Trees down in Wheatley. That report was on Ontario Storm Reports by Kelly Alanak. Kelly Alanak. Thank you for the report. Sincerely appreciate it. Sandra says, don't forget to hydrate, Adam, and stretch break. That's right, stretch break time. Everybody stretch. You're welcome, Matt. Everybody has to stretch. Brandon says, Wallaceburg and Alvinston represent LMAO. Coffini says, how's Squirrel Depot? Squirrel Depot's fine. Somebody actually told us they found out Squirrel Depot is like a fishing spot in Algonquin Park or something. Obviously surrounded by squirrels. Liz says, I'm in a car, can't stretch. There's ways. It's tricky, but there's ways. Like put your seat all the way back. Unless you're in the back seat, then you're ruined. There's nowhere to stretch. Wow, that's nice. Okay. 1 second here. All right. Mr. The Training Game says, I have to ride my bike from work in this. I hope not. That wouldn't be great. Strawberries. Rosa says, stretch and try not to crash. Yeah, if you're driving too, that's not easy. Brennan, I think that's fake. I'm going to do, you know what? Actually, Brennan, can you do this? Can you crop that and then do a reverse image search on Google for it? But it looks like it's pretty fake. But hey, who knows? You never know. If she took it. I mean, it looks kind of too good to be true, but you never know. You never know. Someone just posted like a very clear, large funnel tornado from Leamington earlier. They said it's from Leamington earlier. It looks like it's probably wrong. Stephanie says, could you please give me the name of your app? Yes, it's called Instant Weather, and you can get it at instantweatherapp.com. Instantweatherapp.com. You can download it for free. Again, a huge thank you to those who have subscribed to remove ads and to extend the radar to 5 hours. We sincerely appreciate it. And it makes the experience much better. We had to add pop-up ads once every 2-3 days to the app, and I know some people get annoyed about that. Sometimes we'll get a comment on the App Store that says, the first time I installed your app, I got a pop-up ad. I'm out of here, never coming back, or something like that. And it's like, it sucks. It sucks that we have to do that. We don't like pop-up ads either. We don't want to put them on the app. But the amount of revenue that the free app makes versus how much it costs to run, it just doesn't balance. So we have to do the pop-up ads. So my apologies for doing that. It's just something we have to do. But if you want to get rid of the pop-up ads, support the app, and extend your future radar, then click on the little menu at the top left of the app, or at the top left of the app, click Upgrade Radar, and then you can choose one of the options there. I think it's like $7 for the year, 58 cents a month. That's probably the best value. Yeah, and that will obviously extend your future radar 5 hours, so up to 5 hours. Let's see here. Still some really strong wind signatures near Eckfrid, which is east of Glencoe, Dutton, Dunwich area, Wallace Town, not Wallaceburg, but Wallace Town. Still see some really strong winds moving through parts of deep southwestern Ontario. Obviously, there's a flooding risk as well, too, and we haven't touched on that much. Yeah, there's definitely a flooding risk. I know Brendan said some of the models had like 100 or 200 millimeters of rain, which is insane. So definitely a flooding risk in southwestern Ontario behind the strong line of winds. There's a flooding risk as well. So there's that little bit of insult to injury here. Yeah. Again, we hope everybody's staying safe. It looks like the overall line might be weakening as it tracks to the east, which would be fantastic. We definitely don't want it to strengthen. I'm going to run up and take a peek at a couple different places here. I did look at that stuff over Lake Huron. Eastern Ontario looks pretty boring. Quebec still has some rotation there, still inside of our polygon. So that's good that we're still notifying that. Northeastern Ontario, nothing too substantial happening at the moment. Let's just see. Head up to Timmins quickly. Now I want to go take a peek over at Manitoba, because we are live streaming in Manitoba at the moment. But, yeah, that storm up there is looking pretty feisty. Still looking quite strong near Squanan First Nation, Skownan. And that's that storm up here northeast of Swan River as well, looking pretty aggressive at the moment too. So we're waiting for some development further to the south, because models are expecting some storms to develop in possibly in southern Manitoba as well too. So that's besides the fact that there's a tornado watch to the north for the Dauphin areas, and north of that, we did see that there could be some development to the south as well too. So we decided to go live on Instant Weather Manitoba. But currently, all the action has been in Ontario so far. So we've been over in Ontario watching this very, very strong line moving. So we cover storms across Canada. So for a first time this year, we've actually been doing. For the first time this year, we've been doing live streams in Ontario and in Manitoba, or in Alberta and in Saskatchewan, or kind of doing like these multi-province streams depending on where the action is. So it's been interesting. It's been tricky for sure. There's some U.S. Live streamers that cover like 10 states at once. I don't know how they do it. That must be tricky. But yeah, I do not envy them to have to deal with that. If we had to do if we had to do Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Northern Ontario, Southern Ontario, and Quebec and New Brunswick on the same day, my head would probably pop off. So, Yeet Master says there's tree damage in Kingsville. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's tree damage in a lot of places, especially in Essex County. Tornado watch has been issued for Winnipeg. Tornado watch issued for Winnipeg, Steinbach, Vita, Emerson, St. Adolphe. Yeah, wow. So tornado watch now has been issued for Winnipeg. Wow. So that's interesting. That's certainly interesting. Again, we're live streaming in Manitoba right now and in Ontario. So, whoa. Christy O'Toole says, what? Winnipeg, why? Well, because I'm assuming they're expecting the potential for tornadic development. I gotta have a chat with the CTV people. We did one post that showed the entire tornado watch, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different posts from CTV and all their different broadcasters of the same tornado watch automatically. They needed.
I think it's because they have it automatically.
They do. They have it turned on automatically. It's like, oh man, can you guys just have one? They need to have a chat. Maybe have a meeting, have a chat. CTV News Winnipeg, Colleen Breedy, I think her name is Breedy. Why so many? Oh, it's never mind. It's 3 of them but it's the different tornado watches all being posted automatically. Yeah, they need to collaborate on that one. It just totally spammed Twitter. Anyways, it happens. Sandra says, got family in Winnipeg. We'll contact and warn them. Thanks for that, Adam, and share a link, of course. Thank you so much, Sandra. You might want to tell her that we are live streaming, and if anything does pop up in the Winnipeg area, we will be, of course, showing it on the live stream here. So, yeah, so there's that. Katie Richmond, we just checked into Airbnb and got tornado warnings, lots of rain and high winds, and the hydro is off the ground, but it looks like it's calm now. Facebook user, were you talking about the tornado warning earlier for the Windsor area? I'm assuming for Essex County. I would think. Haley says, me too. I don't know if it's real or not. It's in the We See Windsor Essex Storm and Environment Enthusiasts. We See is awesome, by the way. We definitely chat with them often, and they're pretty cool. I run a good page there, I believe. But what did they post? Let us know. You're not sure if it's real either. What was posted? Can somebody take a look at the We See page to see what they posted? Nayla says, can you update Chatham-Kent, please? Yeah, Chatham's fine right now. Other than rain. I think you're good. So much rain behind this line. But yeah, I think you're all right now. The strongest part of the storm is now heading towards St. Thomas at the moment. And eventually towards London. There is actually some really strong winds in here. 89.28. That's pretty darn strong. And what's going on for London? Is London under severe thunderstorm warning? Not yet, eh?
I don't think so, unless they've changed it. Oh, yes, it is.
No.
They were included in the initial one.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Everybody's asking about Kingsville. This is strange. If it's here, I have no basement, but a storm water cement under road tunnel thing. The problem with that is flooding. I mean, and also winds can funnel into those kind of. If you have like this kind of like a concrete tube, winds can funnel in there, and it can turn into a little wind tunnel and actually increase wind speeds. And also flooding's a risk with those things. So there have been horrible stories from the U.S. I've heard before of people trying to shelter from a tornado in like a storm drain and then ended up drowning. So yeah, I don't think that's recommended. Aaron says, bought the app. Thank you so much, Aaron. Appreciate it. Which one did you buy, Aaron? Did you subscribe to Instant Weather Pro? And if you did you receive your instructions yet? It says, I hear that it's coming to St. Thomas. Yeah, but I mean, we're not seeing any strong rotation. We're just seeing strong winds. So lowest level of your building, most interior room is the way to go. But I definitely wouldn't, I wouldn't be panicking at the moment. Miranda, I checked the group chat. I see it. What am I looking for? You're talking about the hydro poles that are down? Is that what you're referring to? Oh, Aaron said, yeah, pro. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, so let me know if you said yeah, which means you probably got the instructions. So awesome. If for those who use Instant Weather Pro, if you're trying to figure out what settings to use, I like to use Velocity Color 2. So there's 1 and 2 here, but I like to use 2. Radar placement accuracy is best at 11, which is a little bit of a Spinal Tap joke there, but it actually has a value to it. I think it defaults at 8, which actually still runs really good. If you're having performance issues, if you have a slower computer, you might want to dial it back to 8 or maybe a little bit lower. But if you have a fast computer, then I would keep it up to 11. And then you have noise reduction, lightning data, alerts, And then I think if you watch the little video that comes with the instructions, I think you have to turn live mode off and then back on again and then refresh it. And then you'll see that little live marker like this. And if you see that live marker like this, then it's in live mode. With US radars, you have to manually refresh it to get the newest frame to come up. But we will be fixing that as well, too, and improving the speed with all of that. So, but yeah, they've been running pretty darn good today. Let's see here. There is pretty strong winds, though, heading into St. Thomas at the moment. I'm assuming St. Thomas is under a severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like they are. Are they? Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe they are. Brennan? Is St. Thomas under a severe thunderstorm warning? Okay, good. Good. Yeah, so really strong winds heading to that area. Caitlin says, all done for Chatham-Kent. Yeah, but some of the models are talking about more storms moving in this evening. So maybe not. But currently, you're fine. But we'll have to see what happens this evening here. Kathy says, can someone in the Barrie area order Adam a pizza? It's all good. I got cheese and crackers. It's like a mini little pizza. Michael says, ever since you mentioned highways and hailstones last year, I've downloaded it and used it ever since. I love that app. Thank you very much for showing it to me. No problem. Yeah, highways and hailstones is great. It's a great place for storm spotters to live stream on. And yeah, our friends there built that, and they are working hard on making it better. I know Reed Timmer's streaming on it as well, too. It's pretty cool. Whoa. Check out that tree down in Leamington by Cindy Ritchie Mello. I pronounce that right? Cindy Ritchie Mello. Whoa. That's a big tree. Hope everybody's okay. Big tree. Has anybody ever been near a tree that fell? We were at a cottage near Minden, and it wasn't even a stormy day. It was just the ground was totally saturated in water, and all of a sudden we heard a boom, and a tree fell, and the cottage went shook. It was crazy. And that tree wasn't even that big that fell. This one's way bigger. I bet you when that thing hit the ground, everybody popped out of their chairs. That is huge. Yeah, you'd be surprised how loud trees are when they fall. It is loud. I mean, they're hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds, right? So St. Thomas looks like pretty strong winds heading in that area right now. That's horrifying, Kira. Hopefully the dog wasn't inside. I assume not, because that'd probably be part of the story. Christine says, Adam, so if nobody's around when a tree falls, does it make a sound? Yep. It does. I'm here to break that whole philosophical question. The answer is yes. It still makes a sound. Some squirrel heard the sound. Kathy says, I was kayaking down a river on the big sand hill. On my left had some sand starting to slide down. All of a sudden, a tree came sliding down the hill. Glad I was not near that shoreline. That's horrifying. Little landslide. That's freaky. Lizzie says, I watched a tree land on a house. Eek. Eek. Ryan says, Buffalo, New York. I don't think anything's happening over there right now. You're good. You're good. Storm's heading towards St. Thomas, Ontario at the moment. Still keeping an eye on the storm line. A little bit of rotation over Lake Erie at the moment. Excuse me. Whoa. Miranda, where was that? There's a tree through a house. Oh, in Harrow. Whoa. That's not great. That's not great at all. Hope everybody's okay. There's probably a lot of damage from earlier. Looking pretty strong heading into Port Stanley at the moment, right now. Let's go take a look at Detroit radar. Yeah, so Essex County is good at the moment. Chatham-Kent is good. St. Thomas is looking pretty strong. That storm is going to head into London pretty soon as well, if it hasn't already. And some gusty winds on there. Could be somewhat of a problem. Definitely not as strong as it was earlier, but still pretty strong near St. Thomas at the moment. So, somebody said Sarnia later on. Yeah, it's possible. And we're also watching, because now there is a tornado watch for Winnipeg. You don't see that very often. Tornado watch in Winnipeg, as you can see here on Instant Weather Pro. By the way, we've made some great improvements to the polygons, like the alerting polygons here on Instant Weather Pro. Way more detailed than every other app out there, and they don't get stuck for hours and hours and hours. They actually go away when they're done, and they show up as soon as they're issued. So, you know, like they should. So, yeah, we made some huge big-time improvements. Whoa, the signature up north looks crazy strong. What's around here? Is there any locations I can find? Let's see here. What is that? Dauphin River. So, north of Dauphin River, like a very strong rotation signature here. Really, really strong. I mean, this is far from radar, about 129 kilometers an hour. 107 to 100 and minus 130 to plus positive 107. That is an extremely strong radar signature. Heading up into the Interlakes area. This is, for context, this is northeast of Dauphin. Trip says, can we check Alexander City, Alabama? So right now we're just covering Canada. It is, if we added the U.S. to the mix, we do have pages for every state and in the U.S. So we have, like Alabama Tornado Watch on Facebook, and they automatically post National Weather Service tornado warnings and tornado watches as well too. Yeah, for us to cover Canada and the U.S. on one live stream, I think not only is it going to be pretty confusing, but I think people are going to get pretty grumpy with us. So Sean says, does anybody know whether my pet weather will be able to weather this weather? Sean, you're towing the line. And maybe it will. Tracy says, in St. Thomas, it's raining heavy, but no warnings yet. What? Is St. Thomas not in the warning? Not in the severe thunderstorm warning? I thought you were. Maybe not. Oh, yeah. St. Thomas is not in a severe thunderstorm warning. St. Thomas is not even in a severe thunderstorm watch. Brendan, I thought you said St. Thomas. Sorry, go.
I was saying I'm double checking, but I think all the severe thunderstorm warnings have ended in Ontario.
Oh, okay. All right, maybe Environment Canada ended those.
Maybe it was ended recently.
It must have been ended recently. That's interesting. Yeah, Harrow looks like a lot of wind damage in Harrow. Big tree damage. Interesting. All right, so Brandon's got the tornado watch up for Manitoba on the screen in purple. Not to be confused with the confirmed purple tornado warning on the right. This is the softer pinkish purple.
I like
And this
purple.
is
Can you
represent.
tell?
I can tell. But yeah, it does look, at least you can see that it's connected to the watch. I can see where it is. Okay. The legend confused me for a sec, but yeah. So that is the tornado watch, which covers almost all of populated Manitoba, not including Brandon and Verdun and Minnedosa, areas to the west, Killarney, but Portage la Prairie, Steinbach, Winnipeg, Selkirk, all the way up to Dauphin, Russell. That is a pretty expansive tornado watch. That might be the largest tornado watch I've ever seen in Manitoba. Usually
I
they're
think
to
I've
the
seen like a
south,
whole
right?
province covered with it.
We've seen like that whole area
Been
covered with
few
a tornado watch
times.
before?
Yeah, like all
Yeah,
of
maybe.
southern Manitoba I've seen before.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Not
true. They get
recently
some.
though.
No, it's been a while. But they get some crazy setups. You're right. Correct. So, yeah, that's interesting. Sud says per Winky Purple. I don't know what that is, but obviously that's the thing. But yeah, this storm up here, this is way up here north of Fairford, Manitoba, east of Squonen First Nation. That thing is rotating. That storm is probably a big problem. So we have a giant rotation polygon here, which will definitely update as that storm tracks to the east, because that thing looks pretty nasty at the moment. It doesn't look as strong on Winnipeg's radar. Still some rotation there on the west side of it. Doesn't look as strong, so maybe it's more rotating higher up. But yeah, let's head back to deep southwestern Ontario and see what's happening for our friends in London and St. Thomas at the moment. St. Thomas looks like pretty strong wind gusts, but currently not under a severe thunderstorm warning or a watch. In fact, were they all dropped? Whoa, look at the Blenheim winds, lots of branches down. That tree looks like it was pretty dead, but still, whether it's dead or not, it doesn't matter if you have big trees falling on you. It's not a great thing. We have a squall warning on Lake Erie, says Kelly. Yeah, I see that down here. There's the squall warnings. And the only reason we include them in Instant Weather Pro here and also on our Instant Weather app is because they would mention either a tornado or a waterspout risk. So I'm assuming, let's see, actually. Let me just click on Port Stanley and I'll tell you what that says. Port Stanley. Yeah, squall warning on water spout activity. Yeah, exactly. So water spouts are possible. That's what they mention in the squall warning. Stormy says, I got the alert for squall warnings like 5 times through the app. Really? Maybe we don't have deduping on, which is deduplication. So that's actually good feedback, Stormy. I appreciate that. If you got it 5 times, that means they've been updating it, and we probably aren't deduplicating it.
Yeah, they have been updating it a few times.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. Thank you, Alana. All right. Well, things have been pretty darn active. St. Thomas, I'm surprised it's not under a warning, but I guess it's because the Exeter radar is the closest to it, and it doesn't look as strong. So from Buffalo, it had like 100-kilometer wind gusts if you just saw what I looked at there. But then from the Exeter radar, which is much closer to it, you can see Exeter's right here. You know, Exeter's very close to this one. Buffalo's really far, and Detroit's really far, and Cleveland's really far. So the closest radar right now is the CASET radar, and it doesn't look very strong for St. Thomas. If you're in St. Thomas, let us know what you're experiencing, please, and only if it's safe to do so. Rebecca says London still has the watch. Let's see here. I just check our app. Every time I'm like, oh, I got to see if there's an alert, I just literally go to our app. I go to our app, I punch it in at the top. I punch in London. I've got all my locations here. I click on London, and then it says severe thunderstorm watch. Correct. That's right. Yeah. London's still under severe thunderstorm watch. In St. Thomas, just sprinkling. St. Thomas, rain and distant thunder. Rain and a bit of wind. Jenna says, Adam, I can't see my radar. Is anything coming to St. Mary's? Might be a storm, but where's St. Mary's again? It's around London somewhere. Where are you? St. Mary's. Where'd you go? I think I could search it. Hopefully, I think the search gets overwhelmed sometimes. I thought we made some updates to it, but it might still not be working. No. Yeah, Instant Weather Pro location search gets overwhelmed during big events, so we have a backup for it, which I believe we implemented, but it might not be up yet, so we'll have to work on that. Near Stratford. Oh, okay. Strathroy.
Go north of London.
Oh, north of London. Where? Oh, where?
Keep going. No, wait.
Further?
Not nearly. Yeah.
I think I've gone too far. Oh, St. Mary's. There it is. I knew it was around London somewhere. Yeah, St. Mary's is okay. Nothing's too crazy up there. I'm not seeing anything wild on radar. In fact, I'm not seeing anything wild on radar for anywhere in southern Ontario. There's a little bit of kind of rotation south of Port Stanley over the water, which might be worth keeping an eye on, just in case it decides to come onto shore. Little bit of minor rotation right there, heading towards Port Bruce. What's going on tilt 2? Nothing. Oh, it's already updated. We have the update, and we're still seeing minor rotation right there near Port Bruce. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, a little bit of minor rotation in Port Bruce. I'm going to notify that right now. Didn't see that coming. Hopefully it's nothing, but if it's something, you're going to know about it. 1 second here. Let's jump over to our custom update panel and notify those in Port Bruce about some minor rotation heading onto shore. Some minor rotation. I just want to make sure folks in that area know what is up. Minor rotation on the storm over Port Bruce, tracking to the east, northeast. And time is 5:46. First polygon in a while. Hopefully this is nothing, folks, but there is some minor rotation there that just came off the water. And so I want to make sure folks in the area know what's up. Matt says duplication alerts can happen if you follow multiple towns and cities as well as but if it's for the same polygon, I think we should be deduplicating it. So Port Bruce, Copenhagen, Grovesend, Lakeview, Carlton. This is where the minor rotation has developed, so we're just keeping an eye on that. Thanks, Matt. I see your stream there. I'm keeping an eye on it. Appreciate it. All right, so yeah, lots of big trees down. And a lot of these big tree, they look like they're rotted out in the middle. Oh, someone reported a funnel cloud in Port Stanley on Twitter. Which is exactly where that storm is heading to. It's pulling my hair today. Anyways, that's exactly where that storm was headed to. Let me take a peek at that. Give me a second here. Let's take a peek at that in the background. Let's jump back to... actually, let's go to the 3D Weatherverse and see what's up. What's happening in the 3D Weatherverse land? It's been a while. Let's see here. Let's load up Exeter radar, shall we? Again, this is the 3D Weatherverse. You can find us on YouTube. This is a new product we developed with a company in Australia. And we're about a couple weeks away from launching the beta test. So if you If you have a decent computer, like a decent video card, then you'll be able to run this. This is not just for your typical, this is not just your regular computer, like laptop. We've had people say, oh, I've got like a $200 laptop. Can I run this? And the answer is probably no. But if you have a decent computer, you might be able to run this. Let me just change the lighting here. There we go. There's St. Thomas. Let's see here. So there's the storm heading into Port Bruce. Wow, this storm is quite active at the moment. So we're actually simulating this in Unreal Engine 5. So if you're able to run like Fortnite on your computer, then you might be able to run this. But we'll eventually make versions that can run on different types of devices like iPhones and stuff. But for right now, the beta test will be for PC only. But yeah, I'm going to go double check on that report that we had. Give me 1 second here. I'll just take a peek for it. Anybody else trying to find their Twitter tab and then they realize it says X now? I'm like looking, like, where is the Twitter tab? I can't find it. I can't find it. And I just keep looking past this black X with a red dot on it or something. Anyways, happens to me endlessly. And I'm like, oh, that's it now. I forgot they're miraculously changing everything. Okay. Whoa. Tree down in Port Stanley. Damage in Port Stanley. Whoa. And debris falling from the sky. That's not good. I'm going to retweet that for sure. Yeah, Aaron Lang on Twitter posted some damage from Port Stanley. Looks like, I don't know if that's a possible touchdown. Oh, she had a legit funnel cloud from Port Stanley. And now that rotation is moving through Port Bruce. That's a legit funnel cloud. Let's take a look at this right now. This is Aaron Lang. Aaron Lang GGG on Twitter. And that's a legit funnel cloud she had. And then on her next video above this, she's got debris falling, tree down, debris falling from the sky. That's not good. So that might have been a little brief touchdown, actually. Not good. Not good. And debris falling from the sky. That's not a good scene. That looks like she had a possible little touchdown right there. And that was in Port Stanley. And that same storm... Let me just jump back to Instant Weather Pro here. That's the same storm we just sent out a rotation update on.
There's a picture. There's a video on Ontario Storm Reports right now of that. I'm trying to find.
Yeah, that's not good.
Cloud in Port
Stanley. I see. It's right now. Isn't it right now on our latest reports in Ontario?
Yeah, it's right.
It looks like it's on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Papa Wilson. And that, it looks like, and that rotation went right into Port Bruce. That's not good. That might be a confirmed tornado, potentially. And it continues strong. Whoa, continues real strong. Candyville needs to take shelter right now. Mount Salem, Fairview. I'm going to put possible reported tornado here. 1 sec. That got interesting quickly. And that was Candyville, Lakeview. I'll say funnel cloud reported and potential tornado. Yeah, that is not good. Which way is it going? Looks like it's going to the northeast. I'm going to make a pretty big polygon here because I don't know which way it's going.
I'm just looking at radar here. It may have started as like a water spout and came on land.
I think it did start as a water spout and came on land. Mm-hmm. But it looks like it's still going. I'm going to say funnel and possible tornado reported. A funnel cloud and possible tornado has been reported on the storm. With the storm in Port Stanley, and rotation continues to track through Candyville and Lakeview, tracking to the northeast. And that is at 5:54. All right, 5:54. Let's send that in right now. Sent. Everybody in the path of that's going to get Miranda coming in with funnel cloud on beach in Port Stanley. Thank you, Miranda. Appreciate it. Is Miranda watching the stream? Yeah, you see my new polygon here? I just posted it right here. Right here. I went pretty far. I probably actually should have extended it this way because there's actually rotation over the water here and a hook. Oh, I didn't see that. That might be a new polygon. Okay. I'm going to do a new polygon actually. From what's coming out over the water. There's a hook over the water tracking towards Hemlock and Port Rowan. Multiple areas of rotation here. Yeah, that's cooking pretty good here. Let's see. Yep. All right, I'm going to send out another polygon here. More polygons. Okay. Rotation detected on this storm over Lake Erie. Tracking to the northeast towards Hemlock, etc. And it is 5:55? 5:56. All right. Sending that one in. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Aaron coming in with great report there. Thank you so much for putting that on Twitter, Aaron Lang. That's a critical report, and it looks like funnel and possible tornado reported from what looks like a potential water spout that may have reached shore. Holy moly. That got busy quick. And you can see it right here, this rotation right here. If you're in Candyville, if you're in Fairview, Carlton, Gravesend, we have had a report of what looked like a possible touchdown near Port Stanley, and then it tracked through Port Bruce, and now it's heading towards Candyville, Lakeview. And there's also this rotation down here over the water. And so that's something. Yeah, this is a new update right here with a stronger signature right there near Froggett's Corners, Vienna, Lakeview, Port Burwell. Yeah, rotation right here along Port Burwell. We could have more funnel cloud development there. So there's that.
Severe storm warning just issued for the Elmira area that mentions the risk of a tornado. So I guess the Environment Canada decided not to tornado warn it. They just went with a severe thunderstorm warning.
But mention a tornado risk, yeah. I wonder if they think that maybe it was just a water spout, but it probably died out, which is possible. Which is certainly possible. I'm giving grammar lessons to a team member here. Okay, so Give me 1 second here. I'm just trying to jump back to the comments so I can see what everybody is saying. Okay. Can you please check London, says Melinda. Yes, I can. I see London on the radar, and it looks boring. So London's boring. That's good. Boring is good. New updates. The rotation continues near Seville, Richmond, Fairview. That's rotation continuing. Port Burwell. This whole little cluster here is rotating right above my head. Sorry, you can't see it. There we go. I should actually always look at the stream instead of looking at my screen because my head is always in the way. Red versus green rotation here. Lots of rotation all the way up. This is all rotating right now. And yeah, definitely a concern. Definitely a concern. Twin dust devils near Hussar, Alberta right now. Huh. Blue skies though, so it's definitely dust devils. Okay. Jamie says London didn't get crap. Good. And then alternatively, Christine says, hardly boring in London. Trees are bent over, heavy rains, lightning, hard thunder. Sorry, I meant boring as in on radar. Like I'm not seeing anything intense on radar. This looks boring. Like there's no rotation, there's no very strong wind gusts. The wind gusts are maybe reaching 60 kilometers an hour, which do feel strong, but are definitely Almer. Oh, I see. Yeah, but Almer's not the problem, Brennan. You're thinking of maybe Richmond, I would say. Almer's fine.
Yeah, because that was before when I had the banner.
Oh,
it was
that was
just
before.
south. I was looking for like a big area that people will recognize.
Yeah, I see. Okay, I'd go with... it's fine to even say like even little towns. I think people can always Google it. I would say Port Burwell. Probably a good idea, just based on the fact that there's quite a bit of rotation right there. Maybe Hemlock as well, too. Isa says, check LaSalle, Manitoba. I don't think anything's really going on yet in Manitoba, but I can check. Yeah, you're good right now. Oh, there's a tiny, tiny, tiny little storm that's doing absolutely nothing. But there is a tornado watch for a big swath of Manitoba. There's a pretty nasty storm up here north of Fairford and up in the lakes. And it's got rotation on it as well, too. It's a concern. And there's a big nasty storm north of Swan River as well. And it's starting to cook good, too, actually. Yeah, it's certainly starting. I'm going to make a polygon for that one. So thank you for bringing me back to Manitoba here for a second. I'm going to make a polygon for Manitoba. Someone said... one second here. Should people be concerned in Langton, Ontario, 30 kilometers east of Port Burwell? You should be paying attention to that line as it moves towards you, I would think. Because it looks like most of that line is starting to spin. So
Tornado warning for Norfolk County.
There it is. Tornado warning in place from that storm. Rebecca says, tornado risk in Walsburg? Not at the moment. I think you're okay in Walsburg right now. There could be some storms later, though, so we'll have to see what happens. But right now, you're okay. Oh, everybody stretch. I know I already stretched recently, but if you can stretch, stretch it up. Oh, so much sitting. We've been live for 2.5 hours. Someone asked about... Bradley says will be tornado warning in Barrie. I don't think so. I think Barrie's okay. Yeah, I'll check on Goderich in a sec. Let me just notify this storm in Manitoba here, because we're tracking storms in Manitoba and in Ontario at the same time. I do want to notify this storm in Manitoba, because it's looking pretty nasty. It is kind of up in the middle of nowhere, but people still love up in the middle of nowhere, so we got to let them know what's up. Let's go send them a notification here. Give me a second here. But tornado warning for Norfolk County. We may have had a tornado. It looks like we've had a tornado report near Port Stanley, and there was a funnel cloud, and there was damage. So could still be going. It's hard to say for sure, but we sent notifications for rotation and and funnel cloud report as well. And again, we hope everybody's staying safe with these storms. It's been a pretty crazy day. Pretty crazy day for sure. Let's go send a notification to those near. This is way up here, northeast of Swan River, northeast of Duck Bay in Manitoba. I'm just going to send a notification for this particular storm right here. We already sent one for this one, but this one looks pretty nasty right now too, and definitely has some rotation here. So I'm going to do one of these, and I'm going to do one of these. Let's just do a nice big polygon, and then I'm going to move that over just so it highlights the storm itself and all areas to the east and northeast of it. This is a pretty big polygon, but it's also a very rural area, so I typically go a little bit larger with those because sometimes we can get distracted. 20 people in that polygon. Hey, that's more than I thought there'd be. So I'm going to go rotation detected on the storm northeast of Swan River, tracking to the east-northeast. If I could spell, that would help. Northeast. And the time being 5:04. Remember, it's Manitoba. It's an hour back. Okay, here we go. Looks good to me. Oh, it's actually 5:05. Just changed. Okay. All right, I've sent that in. Let's go back to Instant Weather Pro, and let's go dive all the way down to where the tornado warning is now. And that tornado warning is... we're going to update our priority, by the way. Oh, tornado warning on water. I wonder if that's what they got.
Yeah, they just issued it. They just issued...
Oh, okay.
No, there's actually a tornado warning, but they just
on land.
issued
Okay,
one on the water. So people in like the Niagara region are going to get it on their app.
Yeah. Yeah, like Fort Erie just got a... So and remember, folks, it says on water. We did that on purpose because it was confusing for people.
Get it again.
Oh, they're going to get... Yeah, St. Thomas is fine.
Right on the edge.
Right on the edge, yeah. St. Thomas is good. Not everybody in St. Thomas, though, because we don't notify people just outside of the polygon, so only those inside of the polygon would actually receive that. So only southern St. Thomas would have that. But yeah, so tornado warning on this. We've got quite a bit of rotation. I mean, look at this. Excuse me, big broad rotation here near Hemlock. I'm not sure if any of that's producing, but if it is, that could be a problem because you see that rotation right here. And there's the rotation right here with a hook echo. And that's right over the water heading towards Clear Creek and Cultus, Port Rowan, Long Point, Unger's Corner, Langton. I know someone asked about Langton earlier. Yeah, you're in the path of it for sure. And you can see all our little polygons started with a little blue one, then the reported funnel cloud or possibly tornado, and then this giant rotation polygon. So we've got 3 polygons in place now as well. I'll get rid of that blue one because it's pretty much done. Give me a second and I will do that right now. Let's take a look quickly, just as I'm trying to get rid of some polygons here. I want to take a look at the Montreal area, north of Ottawa, I mean. Still a little bit of embedded rotation. I'm going to leave that one. All right, I'll leave that alone. Let's go take a look up north really quick. Nothing going on. Take a look at Barrie, surrounding areas. Nothing going on. And it's all down here in areas north of Lake Erie. That is where the concern is at the moment. That's where we have a tornado warning from Environment Canada. We also have a tornado warning over the water. A team member of ours, Kyle, said on CTV Toronto, it said southwestern Ontario is where the tornado warning was. It didn't say anything else.
Yeah, they do that all the time. Like whenever a tornado warning is issued, they just talk about the general region. Like I remember
in the southwest,
like the Barrie tornado warning, they just say like central Ontario. It's stupid.
That's the word. It is stupid.
Can you not just lead with the region instead of saying central Ontario? Like, and then they say the locations afterwards. Like, can you not
that's
just
annoying.
Lead with it?
No, they should lead with it. And the other thing too is like when it's like the automated voice, it takes forever to get to the details. It's so slow. And I know they have to talk slow, but it's like 2 minutes later you find out it's for your area. Yeah, it's painful. It's painful. Miranda says I just got a continue notification. I think it's because I don't think we deduplicate the continueds. If they're for something to do with a tornado, I don't think we deduplicate them. If they update the details, we send out a new notification. I'm pretty sure.
This comment. I love it when Brennan rants.
Hold on a second here. Please don't inspire Brennan to rant more. I love it when Brennan rants. Yeah.
I love ranting.
Yes, Brennan does rant a lot. Internally here, too. I used to be the ranter, but you've taken it over, so I don't have to rant anymore. Look at B says rant, rant, rant. You've taken it over. It's fine. You do enough ranting for the both of us. Liz says, Brennan, rant a lot, please. Yeah, it's frustrating sometimes. I know how it goes. Timmer says, nothing wrong with a good rant. Stormy says, Brennan, OMG, this entire time I thought his name was Brandon. No, it's Brennan. Yeah, his name is Brennan. I just call him Bren.
By anything, really.
He goes by Ranty, I believe. Old Ranty is his classic name.
Ranty
Oh, we got an update here, and rotation is not stopping. This is rotation, folks. Here's a really good example. Minus 39 versus 48. This thing is still spinning pretty good. It's broad, though. By broad, we mean very large, not extremely tight little rotation, but a very large, broad area of rotation. But yeah, there's still multiple areas of rotation on this storm. And obviously, we had a funnel cloud report earlier with some damage, so still cooking. Wow, that thing's moving fast. Like, that was like 3 updates, and it's already outside of my polygon. And I thought I made a big polygon. Like, I did the polygon here, and then there, and then there. And now, 2 frames later, I already have to create a new one? It is moving fast. What? Miranda said reports of a tornado and sirens going off in Bowmanville. What? Bowmanville? Nothing's going on in Bowmanville. Or maybe they got the CTV. Maybe they got the CTV warning and they lit up the sirens.
Probably. Maybe like maybe they're talking about like on the radio or something.
Maybe they hear sirens going by.
Tornado sirens in Bowmanville.
I don't think there's any. I'd ask Mike, but I don't think there's any tornado sirens in Bowmanville. Maybe just mean like sirens in general.
Basically, the only place is like the Sarnia area and like Windsor, I think. Basically, along the U.S. border that has like tornado sirens.
This is a strange comment. Can you please confirm the tornado warning that came through Woodstock, please? Oh, if you're in Woodstock and you got a tornado warning, there's no tornado warning for Woodstock. Woodstock is fine. Woodstock is gold. You're good to go. You might have received it because it's the proximity thing. You're close enough to a cell phone tower that's inside of the tornado warning that you got a tornado warning. But if you ever wonder if you get a bzz, 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 you get like the Amber Alert tornado warning on your phone, and you're like, oh, I wonder if I'm actually inside the tornado warning. Just go download our free app and check. That's the best way to do it. It's literally the way I do it. Go to instantweatherapp.com, download our app, punch in Woodstock. Here, I'm going to do it right now. This is what I'm doing. I'm punching in Woodstock. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, one sec. I have to choose one of the options. Woodstock. There we go. Punch in Woodstock. Look it up. It says heat warning and then our forecast and the fact that I'm live. That's it. That's all it says. So, yeah. If you ever wonder if you're under a warning, download our free app. Double check. We spent 9 years building our alert system. It's awesome. It's the way to go. If you're ever confused, download our app. Check it out. What? Brennan plus rant equals Brant. Sectoral leader Cody, our team member Cody, says, according to Environment Canada's tornado warning, the tornado warning storm is moving east at 65 kilometers an hour. Yeah, it's moving pretty fast. It's moving pretty quick. I guess I need to do another polygon. Really strong winds near Tillsonburg right now. 94, 96 kilometers an hour. What's Tillsonburg under? Oh, these heat warnings drive me nuts because they're on top of the... We still have to do the priority of the polygons. So, unfortunately, random warnings like a heat warning are sitting on top of important warnings. So, yeah, we have to fix that. Anyways, that's beta test for you. But yeah, 94 kilometer an hour wind gust Tillsonburg. I'm going to send a polygon out for that because that is really strong at the moment here. Doing that right now. Let's do that at the moment here. Dogs are going crazy upstairs. 1 second here. Let's jump into custom update. Yeah, so Tilsonburg, really, really strong winds right now on that line. Let's see here. Let me just see which way it's going. Yeah, really strong winds, Tilsonburg area. I'm just going to do a polygon like this. And maybe like this-ish. And like this, maybe up towards Brantford. And I don't think it's that far south. It only goes down to about Andy's Corners. Where's Andy's Corners down here? All right, right about here. I guess that's probably moving east, so let's do something like this. I'm doing a big polygon, folks. There's a big polygon for you. Let's see how many folks are inside of this polygon. 5,500. Okay. Damaging winds detected on the storm near Tilsonburg and areas to the south, tracking to the east-northeast. And that timing is 6:15. Here's a big polygon. If you're in that area, you'll be getting that notification pretty soon. People keep posting some fake tornado report. It's the same one over and over again. This says from, we already confirmed it's fake. Brendan, did you find it on image reverse search by any chance? To make sure it for sure is fake?
Yeah, he found it. It was Texas 2021.
Yeah, I knew it. Exactly.
Yeah, I
It was
found
too
a Washington
clean.
Post article.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no
People
way
keep
it was
posting
not
this.
there.
If you see this giant tornado photo and people are saying it's Leamington, it's from Texas.
I wonder if it's maybe like going around in some type of local weather group that didn't.
It's probably, yeah, some Chatham-Kent local group or something. Yeah, and then people are screenshotting it and posting it elsewhere.
Oh, I'm in that
Steve
group.
says,
I should go check.
You should go check. Steve says, got your damaging wind post on phone. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Linda says, how do I send stars? I think you have to do it on Instant Weather Ontario. I don't think you can do it on Ontario Storm Watch. So you have to jump to our other page to be able to send stars. Alternatively, if that ends up being too complicated, and for those who don't know, stars are like a tip jar, basically. So if you want to send us a donation, you can always go to instantweather.ca/donations. And then you can send, whatever for a coffee or something like that. So thank you so much to all those who have sent in donations. Appreciate it.
Support to fix that, but they haven't gotten back to me yet.
To fix which? Oh, the fact that Ontario Stormwatch can't do stars? Yeah, I don't know why.
It's broken. Like there's like the whole back end of that area is broken on Ontario Stormwatch.
I know. Look at the polygon mania going on right here. This is polygon mania, folks. There's a lot of polygons happening here. I should get rid of the blue one now, though. Okay, let me do that quick. Got to get rid of that blue one. That's long done.
I'm going to open... Let's see how many alerts are on the app in Norfolk County.
I'm sure there's enough.
7.
Okay, I got rid of the blue one.
There's a tornado warning, heat warning.
Still pretty strong. Langton, remember someone asked about Langton earlier? That's where the strongest signature we're seeing right now is. Langton, Andy's Corners, Carlholm, Silver Hill, Glenshee. There's still rotation right here, and it continues to track. There's also rotation right over the water, and that's heading towards Long Point and Old Cut. Yeah, this is still showing rotation there, folks. Still a problem. I'm going to get rid of the report one, funnel and possible tornado reported. I'm getting rid of that one because the rotation is now just outside of it. I love having our polygons on Instant Weather Pro. It is the best. The best. Okay. Yeah, we're still seeing rotation continued. That is still under our rotation update. There's still a... Did they downgrade to squall warning over Lake Erie? Looks like they did. I think so. What about the tornado warning? Is it still going? It's still continued? Tornado warning continues, says Cole.
Still continues from what I can tell.
Yeah, still continued. Okay.
There's a new severe thunderstorm watch for the Niagara region that mentions risk of a tornado.
Okay.
Probably likely
Good to
because
know.
of that line that's tracking towards.
Niagara, yep. Makes sense. Somebody sent in a super
Cole
chat.
says
Hold on a second.
tornado warning on water and land continues.
Stuart McDonald, will the storm stay organized hitting the GTHA? Maybe. The southern western part of it, possibly. I don't know if we're not really expecting Toronto to get too much, Brennan. I don't think so, but I mean, who knows? I mean, this could strengthen to the north a little bit, but I think more so like Hamilton, maybe, and then Grimsby and
maybe
more like Niagara-ish.
Tonight there was some line.
True. That's true. There is a big line.
South more than we expected.
Yeah, that's right.
Kind of just along the Lake Erie shoreline.
So far. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate that. And there's another super chat. Sully, thank you.
Tornado warnings.
Oh, good. I think that is good. I think that's a great idea. I'm glad that happens.
Although the problem is random places.
The problem is
it when they're not
then Fort Erie's getting it, and also not Fort Erie, but places north of there that aren't even actually inside of the tornado warning that they're not actually inside of. Yeah, I hear you. That's kind of brutal. Someone's asking about Woodstock. I already just covered Woodstock 2 seconds ago, but you might have just joined the live stream. Woodstock is good stock. That was a terrible joke. Woodstock is fine. There is some strong winds to the south here, though. I hope this is noise. This is what I mean by noise. So you see this. This is 53 kilometers. You can see right above my head. You see the right above my head. 53 kilometers an hour. 41 kilometers an hour. 40 kilometers an hour. 138. This is probably noise. When you have just a one pixel that just happens to be insanely stronger than all the other pixels around it, it's typically just noise. And it's also like located like in really low dBz. So yeah, I think that's probably noise right there. But there is a little pocket of strong winds. Yeah, they're kind of heading into Woodstock. So yeah, you know what? Woodstock might see some strong wind gusts here, and it is getting stronger, so we'll keep an eye on it. But it might just clip the southeastern side of Woodstock. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, that fake tornado photo is being shared everywhere. It's literally from Texas. People are just cropping it and sharing it everywhere. That's brutal. Oh, well. Elena, how's it going posting everything to Twitter? Is it fun yet?
I'm having the time of my life. No, it's really not that bad.
Okay. Does it?
I get a couple minutes behind, but then I catch up.
That's all good. Now you know how we felt in the first 3 years. Actually, Alana, when did you join the team? In like 2016 or something? Or 2017?
Yeah, about that.
Okay.
2016, I think maybe 2017.
So 2013, 2014, and maybe 2015, but I think 2015 is when we actually built the system to auto post. But for the first 2 years, we posted every single warning by hand. And it was, we had a few team members like burn out. We were just all volunteers at that point, and like a few team members, key team members, just burnt out and couldn't do it anymore. It was like too much. And they just like laughed, and I'm like, okay, I'll just keep doing it myself. And just,
like, right,
I'll handle it. I didn't sleep for like 2 years just to like grind it out. That was a lot of grinding, but hey, I think it was worth it, so it's all good. It was, yeah, yeah.
Do you sleep now anyways?
Sometimes. I had a nap today. I was just like, I had to wake up early to do stuff with Emmett, and then had a nap. And then so that was all right. Let's see here. Lori says, what's happening in Hagersville? That's a good question. What is happening in Hagersville? Any shows going on there? Let me double check here. Hagersville, Ontario.
It is literally right there.
Is it right there? Is it on the screen? I can't see it. Oh, it's literally on the screen, and I couldn't see it. Yeah. It's on the far right of my screen. Oh, there's Hagersville. What's happening? Anticipation of this strong storm that's moving to the east. So this strong rotating storm is heading your way. Hopefully there's no tornadoes being produced at the moment, but it's not entirely out of the question. There is a tornado warning in place, and there is rotation. So it's possible. Strong winds are possible as well, too. And besides that, what else is happening in Hagersville? I don't know. Let's take a look. Hagersville is a community, and How do you pronounce that? Haldimand? Haldimand?
Haldimand.
Haldimand County? Let's go to Wikipedia and find out more about Hagersville. Hagersville is approximately 45 kilometers southwest of Hamilton, Ontario. It's a population center with a land area of 3.17 kilometers. Its 2016 population was 2,815. And, yeah, it's a little town. That's cool. Now we all know about Hagersville. At least I know exactly where it is. Okay. Lindsay says,
this is the high quality content people come to the stream
this is
for.
high quality content. Everybody wants to know about Hagersville. Just north of Winnipeg, Thundercell. I like your terminology, Issa, there. Thundercell popping up. Thundercell. Okay, let's go take a look at Manitoba. We have to keep an eye on Manitoba, folks. Somebody's also asking what's happening north of Toronto. There was a storm. I didn't see anything. It's weird. Okay, I'm not seeing anything there. Okay, let's go back and take a look at what's happening north of Winnipeg. Oh, hello. Nothing's happening with the storm right now, but this could be the early development of something more interesting. But yeah, we did see... Yeah, look at this. Only 2 frames in. Good eye. Yeah, there's a little cell popping up north of Winnipeg we need to keep an eye on. Let's go take a look at our beastly storms to the north. They look beastly. This storm north of Gypsumville, it looks insanely strong and rotating. So that's in our polygon for rotation. And so is this one here. These 2 storms that are up in the Inner Lakes. And then there's a new storm development right here. And sorry, this for those who are wondering, we're covering Manitoba and we're covering Ontario at the same time today. But yeah, this storm up here looks pretty darn intense.
New severe thunderstorm watch issued for Woodstock, Brantford, St.
Smelling like cleaning solution. Somebody's cleaning something somewhere. Maybe outside, and it's coming in through my air conditioner. Anyways, okay. Cleaning solution. Also high quality content. But yeah, sorry, new severe thunderstorm watch, did you say? Yes?
Yes. I'm trying to find... I believe it's Woodstock.
Sean coming in with a super chat says, trees down west of Delhi. Nothing east. And then High Crystal. Threw in a High Crystal at the end.
Woodstock, Hamilton, Brantford, St. Catharines.
Trees down west of Delhi. I wonder if it's still producing. Is this thing still potentially producing a tornado? I mean, there's still rotation. Right here near Atherton. This is still a little rotation couplet. And there's a rotation couplet to the north as well, too, here. I mean, you think this is noise, but it's in the perfect spot. Trees down west of Delhi. Maybe that was wind damage. Maybe that was a little QLCS spin up. I don't know. There's also rotation down here east of Port Rowan and Turkey Point. This is rotating as well. Is that still in our rotation polygon? It is. Okay, so yeah. Could have some little touchdowns on that line. Again, under a tornado warning. So there's that. GBDBs. Let's see here. Melissa says, severe thunderstorm watch just received in Hamilton. Thank you. Kobe says, can you do Guelph? Guelph's fine. Guelph is fine. Environmental is telling somebody that they could check their location in the weather app. Yeah, in our app. So if you want to download our free app, head over to instantweatherapp.com. You can download it for free. And also, let me just take a look at some of the probabilities here. Yeah, that storm, the Delhi storm, has a 2% chance of a tornado, so it could be putting it down. That's not zero. That's a chance. Let's go take a look at Buffalo and see if it's picking anything up. Delhi looks like really strong winds. 101 kilometers an hour heading into the Delhi area right now. Yeah. I would say continue to take shelter, and especially in Simcoe right now. Bloomsburg, Waterford, Nixon. This is off topic, but I had a really strange dream last night that somehow, as a Canadian, I became the president of the United States of America. I don't know. It was a strange dream. It's very strange. I'm like, how is this possible? I was not born in the U.S. Anyways, so. And I was like, I don't want this job.
I mean,
I remember being like, why am I signing these
have
papers?
you been around the last few years?
I obviously been watching too much
Anyone
US
can clearly become president.
tornado warning in Manitoba for the stuff up north. Yeah, I'm like, I don't want this job. Why am I signing these papers? Cole says there's 4 potential spots for QLCS tornadoes along the leading edge right now. Yeah, there's basically 4 spots of rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4 areas of rotation along this line. Any of these could be producing little brief tornadoes. What's going on up here northeast of Woodstock? Some really weak rotation as well. Interesting. But yeah, tornado warning now in Manitoba. Way up here, as you can see, on those beastly storms we've been watching for a while. Is it this one? This one? This one's got a tornado warning? Not these monsters up top? Alright. I'm surprised this doesn't have a tornado warning. That's a tornado watch, severe thunderstorm warning. I figured that would have a tornado warning, but this little guy down here? Really? This little guy? Alright. Near Red Rose? Alright. There's that. Storm continuing to develop north of. Yeah, continuing development north of Winnipeg. That might turn into something. We got to keep an eye on that. I'm going to dedicate one of my screens here to that storm. Because you never know when that's going to start cooking. Winnipeg's getting one of my iPads. You know it's worth watching. You're getting an iPad, Winnipeg. There you go. You're on one of my iPads. So many screens. What am I up to today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, and then the camera screen, and then a weather station. So you could say it's 10, but it's actually 8. Still 8. I've just been running with 8. 8's pretty good. Yeah, we should be getting an update pretty soon, if not immediately. Let me just click this a few times. That's the 1823. That's a 623 frame. Actually, let's check out Buffalo while we're waiting. Lots of strong winds down here. 97.2 kilometers an hour south of Greens Corner, Pine Grove, Walsh area. And really strong winds coming up off the water. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, really strong winds towards Port Rowan. The storm really kicked it up. Whoa! If you're in Simcoe, you're probably going to want to take shelter with that one, if you haven't already. But if this isn't noise, this really kicked it up. I was waiting for that to do something. It's kind of showing on tilt 2. Not really tilt 3. There is some broad rotation. But if this is not noise, then this is potentially touching down right now in Simcoe. Simcoe, Ontario. Not Simcoe County, folks. This is Simcoe, Ontario. Norfolk County. East of Delhi. That looks strong. I'm just going to go ahead and throw a polygon on there. I know it's under tornado warning already, but I'm going to go ahead and throw a custom polygon on this because it looks strong.
It will be going.
If that's not noise,
the tornado warning soon too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if that's not noise, then that's not good. That's bad. It's right on that storm. Like, it's not like showing up in some weird spot. It's directly on that storm. Which way is it going? Is it going due east? Yes, it was right here. And now it's right there. Oh, it's kind of moving to the northeast. Okay. All right. Got to notify this right now. Simcoe. Let's do this. And let's do up to Hagersville. Speaking of Hagersville. Yeah, this is kind of coming in your direction. And it's moving to the northeast, so I need to actually back this polygon up a bit like this. Okay. I think that's probably pretty good. Let me back it out a bit. Just in case it turns even further north.
Tornado warning has been extended to the east.
Sure it has. Makes sense. Thank you, Brennan. I'm going to do like a... I'm going to say... I'm just going to do tornado risk and checked focused rotation near in Simcoe, tracking to the east-northeast. And take shelter immediately. And this is at 6:35. I'm actually going to say take shelter Simcoe. I say town of Simcoe. Take shelter town of Simcoe. That's going to be the name of my polygon. I like making them random names. Okay. 6:35. I feel it's pretty actionable. Yes. Okay, sent that out. If you're in Simcoe, you're going to get that polygon. You're already under a tornado warning, but you're going to get that notification of take shelter in Simcoe right now. All right. Oh, Liam says Liam on our team is a paramedic, and he says he messaged his buddy who works for Norfolk EMS to find out any information over there. But it's very possible there's a touchdown right now in Simcoe. That is a strong signature, a strong QLC signature. Liam says you got the tornado warning in Hamilton, even though it's actually not that far north. You can actually see here on the map, you can see Caledonia has a tornado warning, but you can see only see the heat warning to the north. So Hamilton's actually only in a heat warning right now, but currently the tornado warning is just to the south. And the reason being, if you're in Hamilton, you can actually receive a cell phone signal from a cell phone tower that's inside of the tornado warning. So that's why you're getting a tornado warning, but there's not a tornado warning for Hamilton at the moment. Trees and hydro wires and lots of pooling on the streets here in Port Burwell. Came across a bunch of looks like there's a bunch of damage at Port Burwell. I hope everybody's okay. Cole, I see you're using Velocity 1. That's cute. Or using or is that a totally different velocity color scheme? Interesting. I hope everybody's staying safe. Just jump into the comments here. Yeah, if you're in Simcoe, it looks pretty nasty at the moment. Candace coming in with a super chat. Thank you so much, Candace. Appreciate it. Sean says I would vote for you. Well, I'm not running for president. I don't think that's actually possible. Everybody says they would vote for me. Maybe one day I'll get into politics, and chances are I probably won't. T-Rex noises in London. Dinosaur alert. Mackenzie says, why am I getting a tornado warning for southwestern Ontario on the CTV network? We were talking about this earlier. It just doesn't make any sense. Why don't just say exactly where it's for instead of saying southwestern Ontario? Southwestern Ontario goes all the way up to Owen Sound.
Have I been summoned?
No, we don't need any more rants. I'm watching that storm developing north of Winnipeg. It's getting stronger. Ooh, an update. It just got even stronger. It's kind of sitting still. So there's actually there is a flooding risk for Stonewall, Stony Mountain, River's Edge. That storm's kind of sitting still. So there's right now there's nothing too alarming on it except for the fact that it hasn't moved. So To clarify, folks, we're actually live streaming in Manitoba and in Ontario at the same time. Darn TikTok. I can't believe they removed us. Let's see here.
The comment
literally did
section's
nothing wrong.
bad influence.
Yeah, no, don't. Please don't. Don't make Brendan rant. Yeah, Brenda has a good question. She said, message CTV about the problem. But I don't know if they're going to do anything about that. They might. In a perfect
I don't
world.
think there's anything they can really do.
Well, I mean, they can
I think
adjust
it's
how
just
they
alert-ready system.
It is the alert ready system, but they can adjust how they like interpret it. But I think they're just doing like the default, whatever the default is there. I don't think they're going any further than that. But I don't know. Who knows? That's up to the giant conglomerates to figure out. Who knows? That signature may have gotten a little bit weaker. Now it's moved northeast of Simcoe. It is like a little QLCS type signature, though. It totally is. This is totally... Actually, look how many frames it's been. Okay, so that was the original rotation, right? Look at it down here. That's like the original rotation. And then it's here. You can see it. You can see it continues right here. It continues right there. We're talking about very, very tight, like pixel small rotation. Gets strongest into Simcoe. And then starting to weaken out here east of Bloomsburg. So hopefully it continues to weaken. That would be optimal. How many polygons we got going on here? There's a lot of polygons. There's a little bit of weak rotation up near Mount Pleasant. Just a bit of weak rotation on that cell. Let's go take a look. Again, we are live streaming in Manitoba and in Ontario at the same time, which makes things complicated. But look at the tornado watch in Manitoba. I mean, it's like everywhere in red you see here. This is all tornado watch in Manitoba. It's crazy. There's a giant tornado watch. There's a tornado warning up here in the Inner Lakes at the moment. Somewhere. Where'd it go? This storm is under a tornado warning at the moment. Near Red Rose and Fisher Bay. These storms are rotating very strongly near Dauphin River, near Sturgeon Bay. Those are some beastly storms up there. And this one up to the west as well, too. Both of these are nasty storms up in the Inner Lakes. So if you're in the path of any of these three storms, I'd be taking shelter for sure. And now there's this, look at this storm over Winnipeg at the moment. And it is just continuing to develop, not even move. Let's watch the animated radar. Watch it come out of nowhere. It just sits right here. So a little bit of a flood risk here. And it might eventually head up towards Selkirk, but currently it's not really moving. But it certainly just popped. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Keeping an eye there. Let's fly all the way back to Ontario. We've got a lot of action happening right now. Let's jump into K-Buff. K-Buff's having a little bit of a hard time with the storm. A lot of noise. Waiting for the next Exeter update. There is some rotation over the water here, south of Port Dover, and that will be heading towards Cheapside and Peacock Point, Woodland Park, Featherstone areas. That might be a bit of a problem.
Kyle on our team just said the Caledonia tornado warning on CTV just said Ontario as its location.
Wap, 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 wap. Well,
They're really
when all else
tempting me
fails,
today.
eat a cracker. This is odd. Bree says, since no one wants to warn everyone on the weather app, I'll warn people in the area. Bree, where are you? Also, to clarify, only Environment Canada can issue warnings legally. Just want to make sure you know that.
You want to check out Detroit to the west of Windsor.
What?
Like further west.
Oh, you mean way to the west?
Oh, the
Oh,
other
hello.
radar, what am I on? Grand Rapids? That's a better radar.
Is that GR? KGRR?
Yes.
Kager, as I like to refer to it. Kager. Why does this take so long? It always shows up, but it just takes so long. Holy moly. Whoa. Yeah, that might be our
It's like
second
literally
round.
tracking right towards Windsor. And it's like heading to the northeast too.
Well, crap. There's that. That's not good. That's not good. Ashley says you should eat something more than crackers. I mean, I had cheese, but the cheese is now exhausted. I've exhausted the cheese.
I have some pizza in the fridge I'm probably gonna go heat up.
Sweet. Do you want to like go eat now? So
Yeah,
that
I'll
I can
heat
go
it
eat
up.
in a
I'll be
bit?
back in like 2 minutes.
Okay, Brennan is going to be. I'm going to have to put that somewhere. Brennan is. Hold on, let me make a banner for it because Brennan always does silly things like this for me. Oh, if I make a banner, it's going to ruin the tornado banner. Okay, never mind. No funny banners today. I was going to say Brennan is going to
behave
make
yourself.
pizza. Brantford getting hit right now says Snow Dog. Okay, this is a problem here. Look at this. There's a beastly, super strong storm in Michigan that looks pretty nasty. 114 kilometer an hour winds on this thing. What's going? Is there any alerts on that storm? Yeah, it's under a severe thunderstorm warning. I think. Pretty sure. Hold on. Kager. Yeah, it is. It's under severe thunderstorm warning right now. It's tracking to the east towards Essex County. Hopefully everybody hopefully everybody from Windsor isn't like, we're done. That was the storm of the day. Packing it up, turning off the live stream. I hope everybody doesn't do that. Because that storm is insane. Emily, can you please keep it clean? I know you're on YouTube and, you know, YouTube really doesn't care, but if you could keep it clean, we'd appreciate it. Try to keep it family friendly around these parts here. Down here in Canada. Family friendly. Family friendly is another way of saying, like, just don't swear, usually. Let's see here. Just looking at your comments. We're so well behaved on Twitch, says Autobottle. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate the being behaved part. I see some people complaining that they don't have a warning when they have thunder and lightning in their area. To clarify, if every single thunderstorm had a severe thunderstorm warning on it, then no one would ever pay attention again. Environment Canada only issues them if it's damaging wind gusts that can bring down trees, not just windy, but if you see trees falling, that is severe. If you have hail that can dent vehicles and siding of houses and shred trees, that's severe. If you have severe flooding, then that would be severe. And if you have, of course, a tornado classifies as severe as well too. But not every single storm reaches the severe threshold. Lightning, of course, is always severe. Lightning is always severe. But lightning is its own alarm. You know what I mean? Like, the nice thing about thunder and lightning is, like, it lets you know what's happening. It's kind of like its own notification system. Kobe says, do we have a tornado on the ground? I'm not sure. Rotation has kind of weakened, so I would doubt that. But, you know, you never know. We may have had one earlier. It's funny because the people on YouTube are saying that, like, the Tanker Boss says, we all know Twitch is the worst chat. Actually, our Twitch community is on point until Twitch shuts us down, and then and then they'll have to come over to YouTube, because what else can you do? Angel says tornado went through Chatham. It's very possible. I would say that's very possible, because there was some crazy damage there. So either tornado or a downburst, but either way, whatever. Anyway, it's still dangerous, right? So we just got a marine tornado warning. Niagara on the Lake, says Brienne. Yeah. Niagara on the Lake got a marine tornado? All the way up there, you got a marine tornado warning? That doesn't make any sense. By the way, if you get any tornado warnings and you're like, am I actually inside of the tornado warning? Download our free app, punch in Niagara on the Lake. I'm going to do it right here. So here's our free app, Instant Weather. You can see the green screen putting holes here, but so there's our free app, Instant Weather. I'm going to type in Niagara on the Lake. It shows up. It's the first option. There you go. There is no tornado warnings for Niagara on the Lake. Zippo. If you got it, it's because you're close enough to a cell phone tower that is inside of the marine tornado warning. But it's not for you. Not for Niagara on the Lake. Double check our app. Then you'll know. Take a look at the storms over North Bay and Bruce Peninsula, someone said. Thank you. This is why I love folks that use Instant Weather Pro, because sometimes they see things on radar that I'm not even paying attention to. Like, I'm not even watching North Bay right now. And for good reason, because North Bay looks pretty boring. So, no, North Bay is good. And Bruce Peninsula is interesting. Now, Bruce Peninsula looks more interesting. Bruce Peninsula is over here, over on the right here. And there's a little bit of rotation over the water, though. That is the more interesting thing that I'm paying attention to here. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, there is a little bit of rotation. You can actually see it spinning right there. That little area right there, crossing the international border, you can see here highlighted in gray. The international border of the water here. There's a little bit of rotation west of Tobermory, but that might head up towards Manitoulin Island. So let it keep poking at me with that one. Keep reminding me of that one, please. Mel says, I miss your singing. Thank you so much, Mel. I will sing eventually, but right now things are busy. Sud says, aborted my lawn, my mowing lawn. Aborted mowing lawn. My neighbor's going to hate me. I'm sure he can finish it later. It's all good. Shannon says, Adam, can tell you're tired. Your enthusiasm is different than 4 years ago. Was I more excited 4 years ago? It depends on the event. If it's like crazy, I freak out sometimes. But, things are interesting right now. They're interesting. Barry going to get hit? Is this Facebook user? I don't think so. Maybe overnight. Maybe later tonight.
I wonder
Lisa's
if it's your age
getting
up
cranky.
Adam.
Maybe it's my age. I'm turning 40 in 3 days, so it might be that. Back when I was in my mid-30s, I was so energetic. Lisa's like, seriously, he's talking about storms and tornadoes now, not tomorrow. Can everybody be nice? Can we all be nice, please? Can we all get along, please? Everyone gets so cranky. I think everybody needs a nap. Steve says, where is rotation near Simcoe? With a lot of capital letters. A lot of capital letters. Happy birthday, a lot of people say. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, let's go take a look at Norfolk again. We got to keep an eye on that storm. That storm north of Winnipeg just keeps growing in size. We're watching, by the way, we're watching Manitoba and Ontario today. Lauren Hall says, I have exhausted the cheese. Same. The cheese has been exhausted. Elizabeth says, is Adam going to host a Weather After Hours live stream where people can say inappropriate things about the weather? No.
I've always wanted that.
I know you have, and the answer is no.
That.
The problem is people's definition of inappropriate things about the weather is different from yours. Yours are like actual inappropriate things. And then, nuclear tornado warned supercell north of Winnipeg. Hold on a second. how far north is the tornado warning north of Winnipeg? It's pretty far, isn't it? Yeah, it's way far north. Yeah. It's way up there. 1 second here.
No, there's actually a new one just north of Winnipeg. Tornado
Someone
warning.
says nuclear. No, this is just a Storm Chaser's description of it. Aaron on Twitch said he called it nuclear because it's exploding.
There's like a new tornado warning just to the north of Winnipeg.
Oh, really? They put a tornado warning on that cell? On this one right here? Oh, they did. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't have known. I looked on another app. It doesn't show anything. And I looked on our app and it has the tornado warning polygon. Hey, who knew? We definitely need to, we need to improve we need to make sure they're very, very different. The color of the watch to the warning, and then the warnings need to be on top. We got to really work on that, but it's a good start. I think we got a pretty good start. Yeah. Oh, I see somebody already saw a funnel on this. They said Stonewall. They already saw a funnel on this cloud. Who said that here? Kim Hines on Twitter said, south of Stony Mountain already saw a funnel. And now there's a tornado warning just north of Winnipeg. So I bet you everybody in Winnipeg got a tornado warning on this storm because just proximity to the actual storm, to the actual tornado warning itself. But just to clarify, Winnipeg is in a tornado watch, not a tornado warning at the moment. The tornado warning is north, up here to the north. So if you're using Instant Weather Pro, you can actually click on it and see exactly where the tornado warning is. It's for Stonewall, Selkirk, and this little section right here. This what's in here? Emsville, Emsville, but not proper Winnipeg. Winnipeg itself is not in the tornado warning, even if you receive the tornado warning. Oh, Valerie says, I'm in Winnipeg and have not got any warning. Are you in southern Winnipeg? Because if you're in southern Winnipeg, you probably wouldn't get it. But if you're in the north, see, exactly. Alex said, I'm in Winnipeg north near the perimeter, and we got the warning. That's right. That's right. So if you're close to the cell tower inside of the tornado warning, then you receive those warnings. But if you're trying to figure out if you're actually in the tornado warning, double check on the app. So download our free app. You can get it at Instant Weather.
Ended for Southern Ontario, all of them.
Oh, perfect. Oh, good. It's good to know. Download our free app, instantweatherapp.com. Get it for free. Download it. It's free. And then you'll be able to actually check to see if you're inside of any tornado warnings. So currently Winnipeg is not inside of the tornado warning. See, this doesn't take long. Ashley says, back to Simcoe, please. So Ashley, if you didn't notice, we just said that the tornado warnings have ended for Simcoe, the Simcoe area. Facebook user says, what's the craziest event you've covered on one of these streams? I don't know. We covered the EF3 that went through Dunrobin area. That was a pretty wild live stream. We also covered the 10 landspouts that touched down in Alberta earlier this year. That was crazy.
Were you just avoiding saying Calabogie?
I said, did I say...
No, you started saying Cala and then you said Dunrobin.
Oh, no, because then I realized I don't think the tornado touched down in Calabogie. I think it actually touched down in Dunrobin. Because I was about to say Calabogie, which on that live stream, I called it Calaboogie, which is actually a cooler name than Calabogie, but they're both cool. Anyways, it's fine. So Winnipeg does not have a tornado warning, but just north of Winnipeg there's a tornado warning right now. So we're going to keep an eye on that storm. It looks like there's multiple storm spotters on that storm right now. So we're going to keep an eye on that. But for folks in Winnipeg, for folks in Manitoba, crazy huge tornado watch, multiple tornado warnings to the north, tornado warning just north of Winnipeg. We're also covering what was tornado warnings in southern Ontario, but they may have been dropped. And my little polygon, I think I'm going to get rid of it because it does not look as strong as it did here. That rotation signature has basically vanished. There's still really strong winds over here heading towards Kohler, Fisherville, Cayuga area. There's some pretty darn strong winds on here, 94 kilometers an hour. Not really showing up on Buffalo as much. What's this? Look at this tiny little bit of rotation right here. Very small. Very tiny. But yeah, it's not really showing up on Exeter, and it's not really showing up on King City either. So there's that. Let's see here. That storm north of Winnipeg, though, looking pretty grumpy. Looking pretty grumpy right now. But yeah, if you're in Cayuga area, Fisherville, there's some really strong winds still on these storms heading into the Niagara region. So we are covering southern Ontario and we are covering Manitoba at the same time. So please be patient with us as we go back and forth between the two areas. Caitlin says, you scroll too fast. I know, I do. I'm sorry. Where is it? You scroll too fast, LOL. I'm sorry, I do. I scroll really fast. I can't help myself. If I'm looking at so much data, I have to like move quickly, which doesn't really give you a good idea. And by the way, if you want to scroll on Instant Weather Pro, you can actually just subscribe to it. So if you head over to instantweatherpro.com, you can subscribe to it. Yeah, you can subscribe to that. So Brennan, do you want to maybe throw up the tornado warning north of Winnipeg on the ticker there? Might be a good idea. I know you've got Ontario right now. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Cool. So I'm going to get rid of some of these polygons I've created. Actually, all of them. I'm getting rid of all of them. All right, give me 1 second here, because it looks like everything's starting to weaken in areas north of Lake Ontario. And again, we are still watching this storm that is north of Winnipeg, and there are a couple more tornado warnings to the north of that look pretty intense. But north of Winnipeg right now, pretty nasty supercell. Probably go look at it in 3D soon on the 3D Weatherverse here. So give me a second. I got a bunch of polygons to get rid of. I'm going to leave the Swan River one, leave that one. Take shelter town of Simcoe I'm going to get rid of. And rotation detected. I got to take a look at this. What's going on with... still any rotation there north of Ottawa? No. I don't think so. Tiny little bit, but it's just about to leave. And it's pretty weak. All right, I'm getting rid of that one from Quebec. And damaging wind. Tilsonburg one I'm going to get rid of. I think that's probably good. Let's jump back to the south and see all of my polygons gone. Polygons are gone. Let's see here. Should that be it? There we go. All my custom polygons have been removed from Instant Weather Pro here. And again, you can subscribe at instantweatherpro.com. Brendan, at some point in time, especially if Ontario continues weak. Oh, speaking of Ontario, we got to continue to watch what's west of Windsor. As Brendan pointed out, there's a pretty nasty storm right here near Moscow, Michigan, tracking to the east. And it might be a problem. So we can't stop watching Ontario just yet, because there is a really strong storm system tracking in from Michigan that might head right into Essex County. So we're not out of the woods yet, folks. Not out of the woods yet. Speaking of being in the woods, let's head up to Manitoba. Into the Stonewall area, Selkirk. This is a pretty nasty looking developing supercell north of Winnipeg. Let's go look at it on radar, on 3D radar, actually. Shall we? Let's go pull up the 3D Weatherverse. Now, when we're looking at these kind of storms, like in Ontario, where there's a whole bunch of storms, they just cover the whole area, and it's hard to really get a good look at them. But if let's get rid of those, and let's fly over to Manitoba, because it's much nicer to look at... which way am I going? Oh, there we go. It is much nicer to look at an isolated supercell. That's going to look a lot better. Let's see here. Let's pull up the CASWL radar, and let's look at this supercell north of Winnipeg here. Whoa! Now that looks a little better. Whoa. That is a pretty nasty looking supercell with a boatload of lightning and thunder on it. Whoa. Hold on. Let's turn on the audio here so you can actually hear this, because I'm hearing thunder and lightning like crazy. Let me turn that down a bit because I think it's pretty loud. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Let me know if you can hear that. So this is real lightning data, this is real radar data, and real wind data simulating the storm in real time. I'll actually show you the... Look at this storm. So where's Winnipeg here? There's Winnipeg right there. And this is what they're looking at to the north based on real radar data. And you can see the winds are moving it around quite a bit. So if I go to creator mode, world settings, if I go to radar density down to 0.01, and I drop back down here to show summary and bring it up, you can actually see the true radar data of what we're using to simulate the storm. That is true 3D volumetric radar data at the moment, simulating this storm in 3D in real time. That is a pretty crazy looking storm. Wild. And then so we take that, we bring the show summary down to 0.3, we bring the radar density back up to 8, and voila, you've got yourself a simulated supercell thunderstorm in real time. And we're just about to launch the beta test for this too. So you'll need a gaming PC to be able to handle it. But if you've got a gaming PC that can handle like Fortnite, this is built in the same engine as Fortnite. So let me know what you think of that. Pretty cool. Pretty wild. Let's jump back here to the comments and see what everybody's saying. Christy says, so cool. Thanks so much. Unreal Engine says, shockwaves of blue. That's correct. We're building that. This is an Unreal Engine 5. Facebook user says, how do I use the beta? I have an amazing gaming PC. So we're going to be launching in the next 2 weeks or so. We're actually building smooth roads. So you'll be able to actually storm chase this in real time. So you spawn a vehicle and you'll be able to drive on smooth roads all over North America and chase storms in real time. It's going to be pretty wild. I pause cat says, oh, Unreal Engine. That's cool. It is cool. Sweet. Coffini says, I will never play Fortnite, Adam. Okay, to clarify, this is not Fortnite. This is just built in the same engine as Fortnite. This is built in Unreal Engine. You don't have to play Fortnite to do this. Someone had a good question. I totally missed it. Where did it go? Oh, this is a good question. Samantha says, what do hurricanes look like on it? They look awesome. You can actually load up historical storms. Someone earlier in a live stream a few months ago said, can you load up Hurricane Ivan, I think it was? Anyways, we loaded it up and it looked insane. So yeah, hurricanes look crazy on it. Someone had a good question earlier. Let me see if I can find it. 1 second here. 1 second. Someone said, I can't find their question, but I remember what it said. It said, will this be included in the Instant Weather Pro beta? These are two separate things. So the Instant Weather Pro beta is a website that we built for the Northern Tornadoes project that we're launching to everybody. And this up here is, we partnered with another company called Geosynergy in Australia. And we've actually created, I think we've created a new company out of it now. So it's the Weatherverse Inc. So we've actually created a new company with us, and the company in Australia have partnered to create a company for this called the 3D Weatherverse. So it is a completely separate product from Instant Weather Pro, but they're both awesome. And yeah. Facebook user says, can you see rotation in? Oh, you certainly can. It uses velocity data, it uses the wind data to show you the rotation. You can see the way it's spinning right now. Like, look at the way it's spinning. That is based on the actual radar data. It's pretty wild. So, Summer O'Reilly says, what app are you using? So this right here is the 3D Weatherverse, which is not out yet. And we also are showing Instant Weather Pro, which is our Pro Radar app that we've been developing for quite some time. And for a couple of years now, actually. 3D Weatherverse was actually built all within the last year. This took 2 years to build, but 3D Weatherverse took a year, which is very impressive. The team in Geosynergy in Australia is insanely skilled. So yeah. So it's pretty cool. But you can still tilt the screen with Instant Weather Pro, which is cool. So you can still get kind of a 3D view with it, which is pretty sweet. Although it's still the flat radar itself. But if you want to see the full volumetric radar, then 3D Weatherverse is the way to go. But anyways, yeah. So if you want to know more about 3D Weatherverse, follow us on YouTube. Just search for 3D Weatherverse, or on Facebook, or on Twitter. Let's see here. Tessa says that, still 2 lines of storms tonight. Yeah, there's still another line heading towards Windsor, so we're going to watch that. Again, we're covering storms right now in Manitoba and in Ontario. Dryden says, when is 3D Weatherverse coming out? We're gonna do a early beta test. It's probably gonna be same pricing as Instant Weather Pro, so somewhere around like $100 for the year. So it's like, $8 or $9 a month. And that's gonna be coming out in probably about 2-3 weeks, I would say. I think about, probably within the next couple of weeks. And then you'll be able to literally drop a vehicle and drive around and chase storms in real time. It's going to be so awesome. Anyways, we can already do that actually in here. Victoria says, how much does the new one cost? Yeah, so we haven't figured out the pricing for sure, but we're thinking somewhere around $100 for the year for the beta test. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see here. Just looking through your comments. Okay. So this is the storm that's under tornado warning here. As you can see, tornado warning north of Winnipeg. Now, let me hit animate here so you can see the direction it's heading. It's actually heading to the northeast. So you're going to be wanting to take into shelter in Selkirk. The rotation hasn't really strengthened that much yet, but this storm is under tornado warning and it continues to strengthen. So, and Selkirk is in the path of this one. So I would probably be... Nikki says, my poor kiddo's in Selkirk. He's scared. Yeah, I would definitely be getting to shelter in Selkirk. It's, again, the rotation is not super duper strong, but this is starting to hook. It's in the perfect environment, and it's going to continue to strengthen. So, yeah, for sure. Rob Rickett says, the 3D Weatherverse is going to be awesome. I need a better computer and wondered if Apple Studio would work. Probably. I think it would probably work. I feel like an NVIDIA graphics card would be the best for it. But it's probably. Nathan says, Eastern Winnipeg got a tornado warning? Are you sure? East of Winnipeg? Because Winnipeg itself, you can see right now, like, as I click on the map, you'll see who has a tornado warning. There's a tornado warning right here. Oh, I see. Northeastern Winnipeg. I guess would you consider Birds Hill to be northeastern Winnipeg? Because I thought proper Winnipeg would be this polygon here. So this would be just northeast. So that has a tornado warning. That does. I don't know why this has a tornado warning, because this storm is way up here, and it's moving to the northeast. So this one doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, it's all good. Is that a hook on the left side, says Gavin? Yeah, I think so. Oh, also, many people in Winnipeg would be actually getting the government tornado warning on their phone, but that doesn't mean you're actually inside of the tornado warning. If you want to know if you're inside of the tornado warning, download our free app. So yes, we have Instant Weather Pro, which costs money. We have the 3D Weatherverse, which is going to cost money. But we also have a free app called Instant Weather. So if you go to instantweatherapp.com, you can download our app for free, punch in your location. Even better, let the device know your location so it knows your exact GPS coordinates, and it'll tell you if you're inside of a tornado warning or not. So you click at the top, and you'll be able to see if you're inside a tornado warning. But Instant Weather Pro is great because it actually we load radar faster than any other Pro Radar app that I've found. I've done a test on every Pro Radar app I can find, and there is not one that can load Canadian radar faster than ours. So also the alerts are super, super duper fast, and they don't get stuck for hours after the fact. Anyways, if you're already using Pro Radar apps, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Canada's like an afterthought. So Canada's not an afterthought with us. Whitney says, Niagara got a tornado emergency alert of a tornado warning. Yeah, I think that was because of the marine alert, which is over water. J-Jack has a lowering. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Ethan says, are significant tornadoes dangerous in Canada? Significant tornadoes are dangerous anywhere. But yes, Canada gets the second most tornadoes in the world. Second to only the US. And yes, we have some significant tornadoes. There was an EF4 in Alberta this year. EF4. That's the second highest rating you can possibly get. Those are rare. But, I mean, even an EF1, even an EF0, if it can throw a tree at you, it's dangerous. So, yes. Okay, let me go back to Ontario right now. We're going to keep an eye on this beastly supercell. It's got a hook developing, heading towards Selkirk. This is a nasty looking storm. So if you are north of Winnipeg, not Winnipeg proper, but if you're northeast of Winnipeg,
Hey everyone, Brennan here. I think Adam froze, so I'm gonna throw up my radar. See if I can find it here. Oh, yep. See where I'm looking. Okay. Adam was looking at these storms in Winnipeg at the moment. Isn't it? Oh, I know why. Swipe feature on. Take a look at Ontario quickly, as we have some questions for that. So to clarify, there isn't any tornado warnings at the moment for Ontario. The only tornado warnings are in Manitoba to the north of Winnipeg. But we still have some strong storms going through Niagara, Hamilton. Switch over to dual mode here so we can get a better look at the storms. Yeah, those storms are they're still strong, but they're definitely not. I don't believe there's a severe thunderstorm warning for these storms. So definitely some lightning. I would say some heavy rain, maybe some strong winds, but they're definitely not as strong as they were earlier. Adam says he's coming back soon. By the way, we'll continue. Yeah, I'll mention models are indicating that we could be dealing with a lot of flash flooding because we're going to have several rounds of storms over the next 12 hours. So we could be dealing with localized pockets of like 100, 150 millimeters of rain, which in the wrong location can lead to flash flooding. And we are also monitoring these storms that are developing in Michigan at the moment, tracking towards, yeah, there's definitely some very strong winds heading towards Windsor shortly. So if you're in Windsor, the coast isn't clear yet. We'll keep an eye on how that storm develops. Wonder what direction. Last I looked, it was heading to the northeast, which would affect not Winnipeg. I'm getting my W's mixed up. Windsor. I believe it's still, yeah. This storm over Michigan right now still tracking due to the northeast. So it could affect Windsor, eventually Chatham-Kent, and we're also seeing more development up here. They're not necessarily severe yet, but we know the environment's quite strong in this area, and it's definitely capable of that. Strong winds. So yeah, I don't see anything. There's no tornado warning on these Michigan cells, though there is some interesting. This won't necessarily have an effect on us. Definitely some interesting signatures further south on this cluster of storms. So we'll continue to monitor these storms over Michigan. I'm just switching between radars, so that's kind of like right in the middle. I would prefer to use Detroit, but Grand Rapids seem to be picking it up better. So yeah, definitely some very strong winds heading into Windsor. Probably I would estimate around 8 to 9 p.m. So definitely be on alert for that. And we're continuing to watch those storms moving through the Hamilton, Niagara region. They're not looking too intense right now. These were the storms that were earlier tornado warned through the Norfolk County region that may have produced a tornado coming on shore near Port Stanley, but they're definitely petering out a fair amount. So we'll keep an eye on that. And of course, We'll switch back over to Manitoba quickly. Just take a look there because we have several tornado warnings in effect. There's one, whoa, yeah, that really blew up. It's really strong. Definitely, if you're in just south of Selkirk, Lockport, you're on a tornado warning, and this storm is looking quite grumpy. And then, of course, more tornado warnings to the north on these massive cells. Oh, yeah. That one about to go over the lakes. I believe this is. Let me just double check. I'm not getting many locations on this map. In a different map to see where this is. Yeah, so just to the east of Pegasus. Definitely some very big hail producer, number one. And definitely what looks to be rotation. And that area is under a tornado warning. It's about to head over the lake, and then it'll come over in this area. I see many. So the Bissett region, English Brook, Hollow Water. That area could see that tornado warning storm shortly. Of course, we continue to watch that Selkirk storm. And also, for those in Northern Ontario, if you're watching us, you could be in some storms later today. We have a strong, severe risk just to the north of Dryden. So that's basically for the storms tracking through central Manitoba right now that are under the tornado warning. So definitely in the next few hours, if you're to the north of Dryden, be on alert for that. And if it may even this storm will have to watch through Selkirk as it tracks. I believe that's tracking to the northeast. It was tracking the northeast, but it's kind of taken like more of an easterly turn. So this storm could. I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation. Bijur? I know I did, but you get the point. So this area right here, the storm is actually, I'm gonna see if I can animate this without breaking it. Oh, yeah, it's gonna work. So you can kind of see how this storm is. I'm gonna move it over here so you can kind of see how it's moving to the east. So Selkirk, you may just get missed. You're getting a storm, like you just got hit by a massive hail core. But the actual tornado risk is more to the south, heading through Lockport right now. It's definitely what appears to be a hook evident on radar. I'll zoom in closely. I'm just going to reset the radar to see if we have a new scan. I believe we do. So right here, you can see right to the southeast of Lockport, definitely a hook-like signature on radar. Oh, I see what happened. Adam's been having issues with his internet. Apparently there's an outage in his area. Hopefully I don't go down because I'm with the same provider. But I'll try to stay with you as long as I can. Hopefully the internet doesn't go down. But be warned if that happens. So yeah, we continue to watch that storm. That's definitely the main concern right now. Oh, Adam's back, I think? Semi-back?
Semi-back. I'm just on my cell phone. I don't know why, but Rogers completely crashed.
Well,
looks like
that's funny because I've been having issues all day with my internet cutting in and out.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So
ours
I
is
wonder if
completely
it's
down.
related.
I rebooted, but my cell phone, I'm getting like 4 bars of 5G down here, which is my cell phone's working great. And I on purposely used Telus for my cell phone, so I had another alternative. But
Oh, well,
it's a pain in the butt trying
the
to get it to work with my
government
computer here.
introduced new regulations that came in effect, I think, a few days ago, where cellular providers have to do seamless handoff if their network goes down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyways, all right. Well, I see you're deep into it. How's that storm looking north of Winnipeg? Still looking pretty beefy,
It's definitely looking quite strong. Definitely
Yeah.
just to the south of Selkirk.
Yeah.
And to the north, this cell is looking wholly nasty. Like
Whoa.
heading into Beaver Creek.
Yeah. Don't forget about
heading over the water.
Don't forget about west of Windsor as well, Because we want to see what's coming in.
Yes,
from the
I've
west
been watching that. I was talking about that earlier. It's definitely still strong up there. And then there's another tornado warning storm. I believe that's still is it there? I cannot tell.
Yeah, I know.
So many polygons.
I know, too many polygons. We'll work on that. But okay, all right. Let me see. I'm trying to get it to work with the computer. It says it's working, but it's not. So I'm gonna try to update some drivers or something. I'll see if I can get back ASAP. So maybe now's a good time for me to go get a bite to eat really quick, and then come back. So
yeah.
Hopefully Rogers gets together by then. So
hopefully mine doesn't go down.
Yeah, hopefully not. But yeah, you're in the hub, so you'll be all right. Anyways, all right. I'll be back ASAP. Thanks, Brendan. Appreciate it, everybody. Thanks, Alana.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Okay, bye.